All right, welcome everybody to our April game of the month. We are diving into Chaosium's Call of Cthulhu RPG. This has been one I've wanted to play for years. This has been on my bucket list one. And this is one of the ones, and you kind of knows probably by the array that we've got with the videos on a little different spot, because this is one of the ones I've wanted to actually experience as a player, not as a DM. So we brought on Jacob from Start Playing, and I'll throw his link into the chat in a second. He's going to be our keeper for this adventure. Before I pass it off to him, one last thing. As always with our games of the month, go check out our YouTube videos if you haven't. But we're going to be going through and giving away a free PDF copy of the Call of Cthulhu system. So if you want to get into the running there, put Cthulhu and make sure you spell it right. I spell it terribly each time without spell check, and you will be entered in for a chance to win a free PDFs of the copy of the system sometime tonight. So throw that in there and get a chance to win. But I'm going to stop talking and turn it over to Jacob. I'll kick it off. I'm rolling with Miles. He's a police detective. He's got kind of one of those old 20s overcoats, got a real long, got one of the not fancy suits, but a nice suit for a detective. Probably spend a little bit more on it than he should. Definitely kind of a black coloring on that. Shaved head, dark skin, just with a very serious look in his eye, but just kind of a pretty laid back guy. With our guy, so with that too, he's a retired police detective. He's likes to have fun. Is used that kind of almost a little bit of exterior. He likes to gamble. He likes to take risks, but he used that to kind of hide a past tragedy that occurred to him.
I can go next. I'm playing Oswald Oz Strenberg. I don't know what you call people from Maine, a Manian? I don't know. A dude from Maine. He is an author, mostly fiction, but he's sort of wading into nonfiction. But he's very interested in sort of occult themes and all that sort of junk. So trying to get some boots on the ground experience, maybe. So in terms of physically, he is a little bit short, a little bit skinny, but is just sort of hanging in there. Usually he's wearing like a long sleeve button up with some suspenders. Got brown hair, sort of lighter skin. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. We're gonna do a quick pause. I did something wrong with the audio, so we're gonna switch that real quick so we can hear everybody. So let me fix that, and we will be right. You're gonna see the screen flash to another screen, but we're still here. We'll be right back. Jacob, could you say something for me?
Yeah, of course. Saying something. Am I coming through?
Say something again.
Sure. Something again. Again.
There we go. All
Cool.
right, that's what I did.
So I guess that answers the question. I was the one.
And this one is entirely my thought. This one was.
This was tracks.
Perfect. So you guys should all be able to hear Jacob now. Apologies, I pulled over the wrong ID form, but it should be coming through now. And thank you. Shout out to Eurethian as well as Vidani. I may have butchered those words. Thank you guys for letting us know on that side.
I honestly think it might have been for the best if they couldn't hear me. They probably were living it. But perfect. So we've heard Miles, we've heard Oswald. Last but not least, I'd love to hear your character. You can't see my arms flailing around. I promise you they are.
I can hear the enthusiasm. No
I
worries.
appreciate it.
So I'll be playing as Morgan Stymack, a veteran of the Great War. He is a photographer by trade who is made it to his 40s, and he's thinking that he's put the worst experience of his life behind him, but that might get proven wrong today. As I said, he's a photographer by trade. He's trying to change his life into one that captures the boring, the mundane, and loses himself in drink when he can, and other things when he can as well. He's he's in for a ride.
I love it. Fantastic. So then, with that, we can jump on in. That sounds good to everybody. Is there anything you want me to, in regards to like the rules, or anything you want me to hit on for people who might be listening who aren't familiar with the game?
Oh, no worries. So as we kind of go along, usually if we do like something like weird, not weird, but it's like different mechanically, I call it out, but yeah, just go on the flow. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then with that, we will get started. Okay. We come in a small town in New Jersey, 1939. It is the kind of town that every single person here has driven through at some point in their life. Now just a single street of buildings that are slowly being torn down, being forced out. Back before the factories have been built and before the smell has set in, this is a beautiful small town. A few bustling roads here and there of nice little shops, quaint little places, families that generally keep to themselves, staying reserved and quiet, with a wonderful, lush forest around it. On the edge of town, a good chunk of the forest has been sequestered off into a summer camp of sorts. This is July, after all. Where else would the kids be? You don't want to actually have to take care of them. That'd be insane. So the kids have been sent here. It's not much is known about this place. It was set up just a year or two ago. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. But when a family tragedy happened to someone on the south side of Jersey, and they tried to reach out to get their child, they could not. No one answered. They tried reaching out to the local businesses. Nobody answered. Now, in this beautifully verdant town in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey, you have been called in, hired of sorts, an ensemble of people to try to find where their son is. He deserves the chance to go to his uncle's funeral. And there's only a few days to find him. As you arrive in this small town, driving in the kind of jalopy that we're all nostalgic for until you actually sit inside of one. What do you all want to do?
Well, Miles will either be driving or in the shotgun with a beer cracked. One of the two. Or a flask. 20s it's a flask, yeah. Or 30s it's a flask, yeah. 30s.
There you go.
Yeah, you've got a nice flask. Is there any sort of engraving on the flask?
Oh, yeah, he's like actually he does. So he probably has it's kind of a nice OL engraved on his flask as kind of a little bit of a tribute to his daughter. which probably not the best thing to put in a flask, but he did. He did.
You have to care about your family somehow.
That wish is always with them.
As you drive the car, flask in one hand, wheel in the other. This is the 1930s. This is technically okay. No one's going to be too upset about drunk driving here. You can see there are very few people on the streets. A small town like this, people should be walking back. There should be a sense of community. It's probably it took you maybe 2 or so hours to get here. It's about 4 p.m. And it's not, well, it's humid and hot. Because of the trees, it's been able to maintain a nice 85-ish degrees. So people should theoretically be out and about walking around, but the streets are generally empty. You can easily drive through looking for anyone, and all you're finding right now are parking spots in businesses with open signs, yet nobody inside, at least from the street.
Does that include employees as well?
That'll be the first roll then.
Okay.
I love it. So with that, please do me a favor.
Alrighty.
And I'm gonna need a spot hidden roll for me, please.
Oh. Well, thankfully he's a photographer, so I went hard on that one.
Nice.
Okay, I rolled a 20 on a skill of 85.
Solid.
Okay. With that, you can see inside, and there are people, like there are the merchants inside of the buildings, working at their respective places, but they've all kind of pulled themselves back. The roar of the car seems to have semi-alerted them to outsiders coming in, and they are all standing a bit away, but still within view enough of the windows where they can observe, where they can see who the hell these people are who have come into their city.
All right. Well, he'll direct it at the gentleman driving the car and taking a few swigs every now and again when this mood strikes him. He'll ask, Morgan will ask, hey, maybe we should pull over and see what's going on. This is kind of dead around here.
Yeah, it's real dead out there. Usually at this time of day, you'd see kids playing, people in the streets milling about, but streets are dead. I guess we could pull over, see, you see anybody inside them, the business?
I guess I see the employees, but they look like they don't want to be seen.
Well, Sam kind of shakes his flask and realizes it's a little dry. Let's ask by the bar, maybe pull in, refill, and see what stories they can tell us.
Well, you're driving. With that, he'll lean back and just try to get comfortable.
Absolutely. And what is Oswald doing as Miles looks for a tavern, looks for a bar? Sorry, you can tell I play far too much D&D. Is there anything you're doing from the car?
Yeah, Oz is in like the back seat, hanging out. Backseat champion. And right now they've got their sort of like a leather-bound journal that he's sort of scribbling in, and he's sort of looking between the two alcoholics apparently in the front seat, a little bit worried, but it's not unusual for the time period. But otherwise, sort of just taking notes, seeing. I'd say it's a little bit weirded out at the sort of surroundings here. Are there any other like cars that are on the street?
Yeah, great question. There are a few cars parked here and there, but they don't look like they've been driven anytime recently. This doesn't look like the kind of place where the people who are from here leave here all that often.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It has
otherwise just hanging out, taking notes.
Yeah, there's an atmosphere of stagnation to all the vehicles that you see.
All right.
Now, with that, you you are able to find after maybe a minute or two of driving. It's still not that big a town, even at its most bustling. You are able to find a small bar just a few streets over, with a image of a horse kind of painted on the window, named Clydesdale.
They named the horse right on there, huh?
There is a car currently pulled up in front of a small black vehicle. No one's inside or anything like that. The windows are currently rolled down. You can hear what sounds to be there seems to be like faint noise coming from inside, but nothing too exciting or anything like that. Just the faint, dim glitter of conversation.
Without, putting his head in there and really getting a good look at things, is there anything that can be ascertained from like the contents of the car, a bag, something that kind of gives a clue as to who the owner might be?
Yeah. Can you, as you look in, you kind of just look into the car? There's no one in the vehicle, so you kind of poke your head in a little bit. You don't see anybody around at the very least who would judge you for this other than your group. And I won't speak to their response to you immediately strolling up to the first car and shoving your head into it. But you look inside and you can see on the passenger seat, there is a pistol and what look to be 3 large seeds, about the size of like a human thumb. In fact, they're kind of shaped like a human thumb.
And I'm sorry, I want to make sure I heard you correctly. Seeds, as in eventually a plant will grow from them, kind of a seed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're light brown little ridges that go across them, and just kind of in the shape of a semi-bent thumb.
All right.
Can I actually have you make the first sanity roll of the game?
Oh, okay. Now, a sanity roll would be rolling just a D100 and comparing that to?
Yes. So sanity is you roll underneath your sanity score. Your goal is to roll underneath it with the D100. If you don't succeed, I get to roll some damage, depending on what it is, and that is deducted from your sanity score. The worse, making it so every successive failure of sanity brings you closer and closer to being under my control.
Well, I've apparently taken that first step, rolling a 40 versus a sanity is actually no. I take that back. It's sanity is essentially your power, right?
I believe sanity does start out as equivalent to power.
Then I skirted by it with a 40 against a 45.
Very
nice.
Very nice. You can feel, as you look at the plant, you can feel, I don't know if anybody here gets migraines or anything like that, but for a second you can feel this little bit of like lightning behind the eyes, that like this little burst of pain, sharp, growing, almost like something is trying to take root.
Let's see what you did there. With that sudden jolt of pain blossoming in his head, Morgan's going to kind of try to shake it off and just treat it as that was weird, and kind of continue on into the bar or towards the bar.
Okay. So you're going to just say, so you're pointing towards the bar?
No, continue towards, towards it. Mm-hmm.
As you walk up towards the bar, you can hear what sounds to be a soft argument happening. Just look at how About 100 years ago. As you stroll in, there's currently 3 people in the bar. The bar is kind of a dingy, smoke-filled place. Everybody inside is currently smoking cigarettes, and it just leaves a gray cloud along the top area of it. Small decorations here and there go across it, including a banner for Osterview's youth camp. That says 1939 on it. The kind of banner that's
agree. I exactly. Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was just talking about it. 39. Oh, my apologies. I would have missed that. Same year you were currently in.
Okay. Wow. That must have been some parade.
Oh, they should still be, I mean, camp should still be going on. I'm sure they're off in the woods learning archery or something.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Big camp.
They got a couple acres. People came in and bought it a year or two ago. They went all out, bought as much as they could.
Is it? You know what? I live in this really good form. Is it just for local kids? Or they take them from out of state too, or the surrounding areas at
It's
least.
generally tri-state area.
Oh, right. And you know, any idea who we'd talk to if we were interested in getting
They have
information?
an office on. I know they have an office for people. Some businesses, you know, that can provide fare if you're already in town. I don't know. Myself, I don't know the owners. It was a big deal when they came through, but the newspapers only reported on the name of the business.
And all the paper prints that they
Yeah.
can figure out, right? Yeah, and a few in there.
The drum kind of like leans up for a second. You can see him weaving like he's trying to come up with a cogent thought. I'm actually. That is at 99. So he starts to say something, belches, and immediately hits his head on the table. He is of no
Drop a
help
clock
to you.
somewhere.
The other gentleman there. I'm pretty sure Nancy is the one who works there, who works in the office. If you tell her Jeffrey sent you, she should be able to get you helped out.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, my name's Jeffrey. He says.
Oh, pleasure, Jeffrey.
Mhm.
Nancy. All right, I'll remember that.
Yeah. Used to work at the local library, but they pay her more.
Well, that's capitalism, baby.
Well, Nancy must be doing a good job. Usually, when I hear camps in town with kids, I see them running down the street, skipping camp, and you guys have a pretty quiet town. How'd you manage that? I mean, are they putting in overtime over there?
No, the barkeep kind of jumps in at this point again. They do a really good job of taking care of teaching the kids the right lessons. You know, making sure they're hard working, they're dedicated, they're focused. We need to do more to make sure that they behave themselves. And you know, most parents don't have that kind of effort or even just the energy to do something like that. thankfully, we got people like them down there who are doing all the good work, doing the Lord's work. They'll make sure this all is taken care of.
He kind of leads, he's got that nephew, and I deal with a lot of kids in my job. I mean, between you and me, what are they doing out there? I mean, it sounds like they're working miracles. I'd love to emulate them a little bit.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know. It seems to be, the normal kind of like Scouts honor kind of stuff, archery, team building exercises, rope bridges. What's it called when you make a fire by stacking the wood a certain way?
Log cabins. Yeah.
Thank you. Also, just let people know who the Boy Scout is in the group. That you immediately knew what that was.
Yeah. Yep.
I did not give a good description of that, and instantly,
yeah, it's a log cabin.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Then they'll do after every once a month, they'll go through and do a big parade in town, or they'll do a big cleanup activity right before it. It just seems to work. Whatever they're doing works well.
All right.
Cool. I guess we'll have to go check it out here, huh?
Well, either you got anything else you want to ask these gents, or?
Nah, yeah.
I think we're good, unless we want to lean on them, which I don't think we want to yet.
No.
Let's breeze.
Yeah. Well, we'll go find Aunt Nancy. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Yeah.
And
how to help.
So Miles chugs does a cardinal sin, chugs his old fashioned, and leaves.
Yeah, you get that little burn as you're trying not to do the I drink too much hard alcohol too quickly gasp in front of these strangers. You were thankfully able to make it out without embarrassing it.
So Morgan's gonna finish half of his drink and leave it next to the drunk and be like, "Hey, you'll probably get at it when he wakes up."
I just got 3 or 4 sips in, and it's just sort of gonna leave it there, shamefully.
There is a look of shame from the people working from the bartenders. Like, come on, man!
Don't dip my beak too often. Just fine. Just trying to be cool.
The two gentlemen who were there, just mouthing the words "dip" their beak.
He's a writer, guy. He uses words for a living.
Yeah.
You will have a great day now. Okay. Yeah, and you were able to head out of the bar. You're able to head out of Clydesdale.
I want to take note of that car just to get it was a black. What now?
It was a pretty. It's a small black car, not nothing especially fancy, but it does look to be pretty modern. It's something it looks kind of comparable to a Ford Angelia. Does anybody here have any driving skill?
I don't think so.
I think Miles does. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, he's got
drive.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do a drive for me, please.
Oof, he failed that. He got a 74 out of 40.
Oh. And I'm going to assume you're not going to use any luck, or that you're not going to push it. Is that fair?
I'm not going to push that one. Yeah.
Okay.
What if this is important, Tegan? What if the car is important?
He's just feeling that old-fashioned bird still.
Yeah, it looks to be kind of like a Ford Angelia, kind of like a small, compact family car. Black paint, not especially big by any means. Windows rolled down suggest at least a degree of comfortability in the environment, a degree of trust. The car doesn't seem like it's been modified or improved upon in any way. So it doesn't look like he's been, upgrading it or something like that. It just looks like your pretty standard family car outside of the gun and the thumb seats.
Which Morgan will tactfully divert his gaze from anywhere near that seat.
Fair.
Heavy freaking jeebies. All right, no, just in case we run into it again. I just want to make sure it's something that we'd be able to remember. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You've dedicated more than enough time where you could recognize this car if it popped up again.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay. Well, where are you off to now?
I think we'll head off
Like
to
you do.
Jessica, the office with Jessica, see what we can dig up on it.
Yep.
I'm
Nancy?
Nancy,
Nancy?
right?
Nancy.
Yeah, his name
Okay.
was Jeff. Her name was Nancy. Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
Don't know where I got Jessica from. Don't know where I got
No, yeah. Jessica has the vibe of a 1930s name.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you heard the name Jeff and just said, let's make it feminine.
Jessica.
Probably.
Are you all in the same seats you were in previously? Is my question. I know that's like a weird question, but it does matter for like,
Okay. Well, I mean, it's kind of like I guess it's like a hierarchy at this point.
Yeah, it's
You
established.
want to set the balance. And I don't think we're teenagers running at the car yelling, shotgun, you know? But so, yeah, assume the same, right?
Yeah, works for me.
Unless Oz really wants to yell shotgun. Okay.
Oz is like noting down anything that they might have learned there. They're not really too concerned about whether they get shotgun or not.
Why do people pay for beer? It's disgusting.
As you begin to drive in, it's not especially hard to find the entrance to this place. The green foliage getting denser and denser, dropping the temperature by another 5-10ish degrees as it just overlaps covering this place. A small little country road kind of bounces along. Can I please have Oz Oswald do me a favor and roll a... I'm going to call it a sanity check for me from the back seat.
Okay. Sanity check. I got a 42, which is under my sanity, so we're good.
Okay.
Nice.
As you begin to kind of work, as you taking your notes, checking over your notes, modifying it accordingly, like scratch stuff out, drawing the lines, trying to make the connections, understand any sort of underlying motivations. You notice the ink seems to be moving and spreading out slightly across the page. It's probably just like your pen leaking. It's not too uncommon, especially when you're traveling with pens at this time, for like it to blot a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But it just seems to be almost slithering out from the edges of letters.
Crap. I just try and like shake my pen or whatever, I'm like,
A little bit of ink would kind of come out of the tip of it, just kind of splashing against the backside of one of the seats there. I'll say against the driver's side.
See, Miles got to look up at the rearview mirror. Those sips got you, didn't they?
Yeah, yep. I know. I almost feel like I'm starting to see things.
Speaking of seeing things, any chance either of you guys are gardeners?
Yes, I am.
I know a thing or two, but I wouldn't exactly call myself someone with green thumbs,
Yeah, it's just, I took a peek in that car back there, and I know what a seed looks like, and it looked like seeds, but they were weird. They were long and kind of looked like maybe a finger or a thumb. It made my eyes hurt to look at it. It was strange.
Yeah, I bet what the weird seeds and a bartender that doesn't want to chat your ear off. That's what we never see. That usually bartenders I sit down, I can't get them to stop talking to me.
Yeah, they were practically pointing us towards the exit, towards the end of things. Oh, just a thought.
With that,
maybe it's just a big bean or something. I don't know.
One of them legumes, I guess.
with that, the car pulls into after a few more minutes of driving, pulls in to a large loop where you can see there's essentially a office building, which is a smaller log cabin building, what's probably like the cafeteria main meeting place, a larger building. It looks to be about 2 stories tall, but it's almost certainly really just one open area. But it has at least visually enough height to be 2 stories. What looks to be a couple of showers off to the other side. Open fields that kind of go back as cabins further back. A loop goes around in front, providing some space to kind of drive around and pull up to. You can see the, while slightly faded from time, like it hasn't come recently, you can see the tracks of what looks to be some sort of large truck that probably dropped off some supplies for whatever need, food, medicine, whatever. In the center area, which the loop goes around, is a topiary, series of topiary statues of what look to be a bunch of young men, all between the ages of 12 and 17, who are in like different states of like nature discovery. One has a bow and arrow pulled. One is currently like tying rope together, kind of crouched down. One is currently like balancing. He's like almost balancing out on like a little beam, like a crossing over a river or something along those lines. Just a few of them kind of in the center there. They have a little bit of a sheen to them, like they're maybe over water or something like that.
But we don't see anybody outside or any kids, right?
You have not seen anybody outside or any kids.
As Oz sort of steps out of the car and looks around, like, is there anything off about like the forest or anything? I'd be like, just checking around, basically, seeing if there's anything.
You can do either a natural world or a survival, your choice.
Okay. I got some in natural world here, so let's see. Ooh, that is an 89, which is not going to do it for me.
Do you want to push it or spend any luck? For the first little bit, I'm going to ask more than necessary just to make sure it's something you're thinking about. And as we progress, I'll stop asking.
Can you explain pushing it to me?
Pushing it means you get to re-roll. If you fail, though, something bad happens.
Okay. Yeah, let's live dangerously. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? I'll push it. Oh, okay. That is a 34, and I have a natural world of 35. So
just squeaked it.
Wow. Wow. Excellent job. What you would immediately notice with that, as you look around at the tree line, like the dense foliage, is there is almost a haziness to it. There's a sheen on a lot of the plants, the same way there is on the topiary statues. It would seem like overwatering is the most likely thing, but it creates this hazy effect. Like everything's just slightly blurred. It's almost equatable to like a very faint psychedelic quality, where everything's just hazy and free flowing. Like the longer you look at any of the plants, the more it looks like you were looking at a different plant and a different plant and a different plant. It branching off.
Oz will sort of tug on Miles' sleeve like a lost toddler, and sort of point out, you see the foliage. Something's, I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing double or something.
Miles got to squint and see. And does he see that same kind of like hazy effect with Oz pointing it out?
With Oz pointing out, I actually would need you to roll a sanity check.
All right.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be a fail. 63, which is a fail.
Okay.
Just failed too. 62 is my sanity.
Oof.
With that, you're going to take 2 points to your sanity.
All right.
As you look, and you don't have like the baseline knowledge of nature the way he does. Like he knows it just a little. He has that scout's honor kind of knowledge. And as you look at it, it feels like it's stretching out towards you, reaching into you of sorts. You can feel this. What's the right way to express this? You can feel there is a piece of yourself that is part of this ever-growing plant that extends into your daughter and descends back into your family line, continuing on, and that those branches are reaching out towards you, trying to grip at it. You step back, and as soon as you do, it fades away.
Yeah, so you kind of see him like he jumps back. Hey, you saw that? Oz, hey, what's going on out there? What is that?
Yeah. I've just been seeing these hazy plants, I guess. I don't know.
This fellow they're reaching right at. They're trying to. I don't know. It's a weird spot, man. It's a weird spot.
We should get inside.
I'm gonna while that's going on, just it's still fairly light out, right?
Yeah, it's about 5:36. The sun is just approaching sunset. I mean, it's middle of July, so the sun's still pretty high up there, but it's just beginning. It's a real like descent, giving everything like a little bit of a hazy orangish hue. Okay. It's still pretty well lit, well visible.
Okay. Well, Morgan did bring with him one of his smaller cameras, and taken by the statues, he's going to snap a photo.
Okay. I'm trying to remember his photography and art. Photography and art. Can you roll? Can you roll a photography for me, please? Art photography.
And so far, I'm rolling things. I'm like hardcore spectin. Yeah, six verses by 80.
Nice.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and tell me what kind of camera you have?
Oh, Lordy, I looked this up. Okay. I was like, oh, how small were cameras back then? There was a small pocket one that Kodak had. I'm trying to remember the name.
Okay. Camera tech. Wow.
Okay, I think I have. Yeah, I kind of.
That was a Vest Pocket Kodak. I think that's the one that it was.
Vest Pocket Kodak. Okay, so I'm just pulling it up to make sure that I just want to check. Yes, I can see that there. 1913. Cool. I just want to check exactly how the film process is.
Okay.
Which really goes to show how dirty this is going to get.
Yeah, I was about to say hardcore.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's okay. So
use the smaller 100. Okay, cool. Contact printed.
I mean, I know that I'm surrounded by eldritch horrors, but Morgan doesn't. It's like, ooh,
cool.
Neat.
That answers my question. Sorry, that took me just a second. I just needed to see exactly how the film worked.
No.
And you're able to snap a few photos, getting what you hope will be a pretty dazzling wave of the light kind of popping off the branch, popping off like the topiary, reflecting off it, giving there a kind of a human quality to these statues.
Yep. Okay. Well, with that, satisfied that he did a good job, he'll put the camera away and approach his compatriots.
Okay. As you approach, as you all get back together, you hear the sound from the showers, as it sounds like someone has turned on the water. You didn't see anybody, but you do hear the sound of the water emanating from the shower. It's a little thicker than you would normally expect the sound of water to be. Almost like a faint splat, but it does seem to be on.
I guess not everyone's missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to check in with the office, but I haven't seen a kid here, and I've never seen a kid not skip a camp activity before. So I say we gotta check out and see if we find anybody in the locker room and see if they can tell us.
All right. I mean, we're three guys walking around a summer camp and one of us has a camera.
You see it flashes back. I'm an office. It'll be fine.
All right, fair enough. Okay, follow your lead.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go first now.
Miles will take point. Still really shaken from the tree incident, but he's kind of trying to put some bravado on and head towards the shower noise.
Okay. With that, you walk in towards the shower. You can see the building. It's a small little building, open air roof, so just a V-shaped roof, but a lot of open air, so no steam or anything like that will be able to rise out of it. As you walk in, there is steam coming off it, and there's like both a sweet smell emanating as well as a like very faint copper smell in the air. A few lockers line the way, as there's going to be 3 showers along the left side of the building, the last one of which is where the sound is coming from.
You sure you don't want to check out the office first?
Got a bad feeling about this.
We don't want to catch him unawares, so we'll just I'll yell out. So, hey, Sonny, this is Officer Miles. We got a few questions for you. Get yourself proper and come over here.
The shower stops.
What today, Sonny?
Just to be clear, I did pocket that camera.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I want to have that on the record.
Oh yeah, just yeah.
That's fair. That's a very different game. Nobody comes out of the shower though.
Hey, as an officer of the law, I don't really want to come back there, but if you make me, I'm not gonna be happy. Morgan, you go check that out.
You're the one that. All right, fine. It's fairly well lit in here, right?
It's moderately. There's a little bit of light coming in through here. There's a couple of like small bulbs, very similar to what you would have seen like trenches.
Okay.
As well as a lot of the sunset is coming in through the open air part of the roof.
Okay, so like turning on a hand torch would be just a little bit excessive, right?
It'd be a little excessive, but you don't. Odds are they're not going to have, electrical wires in the showers, so it might still be worth it from looking in there. It's like right on the line.
All right. Well, again, I know he's in Eldritch Horror, but he doesn't. So, he'll just kind of like looking up as like walking, like trying to keep his eyes at torso and above, kind of a thing. Hello, hi there. I'm a friend of the officer back there, and then I guess with that he'll turn the corner.
Okay, you turn the corner and you look in. The shower is empty. There is still liquid dripping down from the shower top, as well as kind of circling around the drain baked into the floor. The material is dripping, but like lagging closer to, it has an almost a sticky consistency to it as it drips from there, as well as on the ground. It seems to be holding firm like a thin layer of film against the ground of the shower.
And the use of the term material and the term liquid are not exactly comforting here.
No. Did
you turn a torch on?
No,
Okay.
not yet. I'm about to, now that I'm gonna try to get a closer look at the liquid. And is it safe to say that the closer I get, the copperier the air is about me?
Yes, it's more coppery. It's also significantly sweeter.
Okay. Well, weird. So, it's safe to say that I don't think this is water. Or it doesn't look
I
like
would say
anything.
that's fair. It doesn't really look like water unless it's the grossest, most poorly maintained water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have gone to that summer camp, I promise.
Oh, like, where do you get your water from? The septic tank. No.
Yeah.
Free EPA.
Free EPA. All right, so it's the 1930s. Everybody's got handkerchiefs. So Morgan will pull one of his out and kind of, I guess, dip it a little bit into it, and kind of like just get a like. It's weird. He doesn't want to get his hands on it. It looks wrong. It looks weird, but he wants to get a better look at it. So he'll kind of like dip the handkerchief in it a little bit, and be like, and just yell at everybody else, "Hey, there's nobody here." And it looks like they're showering in some sludge.
With that Miles around the corner too, is there like because is like a window or anything kind of by where the shower is, like a window or like a door that they could have got to without us seeing them from our end?
Not without you seeing them. So like the only really exterior sort of the door that you came in through, there's not like windows, is the top of the building. The far sides would have like the open V area, like open triangle area before you get to the roof. That's like with a lot of these kind of campsite stuff is so that you can release the steam. It doesn't build up. It cuts down on
ventilation and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But from your there's a lot of open air up there. In theory, you should have been able to see.
Okay. Well.
What you got there, Morgan? It kind of looks at the handkerchief.
I think it's supposed to be water, but then he'll take a bit of a whiff, and it doesn't smell.
When you hold it close to your nose, you can very strongly get the scent. The thing it most smells like is syrup. But with like this minerally quality to it that kind of like lingers underneath it.
It smells like syrup, and with that, he'll kind of as every man has ever done when they smell something weird, they'll tell somebody else to smell it.
Absolutely. Can you do me a favor, actually? Since can I have you do a con at half?
Con at half. So that would be. Let me find the page, and that's rolling D100.
So you need to get under not the full score, but the halfway score.
Yep. Nope. Not even close. 91 versus my 30.
Do you want? I will ask. Do you want to push it or spend any luck?
No.
Okay.
All right.
You smell. It just smells kind of gross. It kind of throws you off a little bit. You can't get the smell out of your nose even as you show it to one of your friends.
Just it's in my mouth.
Yeah. It's the kind of smell that for you is a solid.
Yeah.
Well, it can't be that bad. It's syrup. How does it smell like syrup? Take the handkerchief and take a whiff as well.
I wouldn't put that on my hotcakes.
Can you roll a Constitution as well?
All right.
85.
85, so he fails that as well.
Oh my lord in heaven.
I'm just imagining it's both like retching and vomiting.
That's what I was just gonna say. He's like,
it's not even it's not even that bad. It's just like you're just getting like really it doesn't smell bad per se. It just smells like, because it's like really strongly scented syrup, but with that minerally undercurrent to it. So it's like you can it's like stuck in your nose. It's stuck in the back of your throat. You can taste it like it's just a part of you now.
God, like they're eating pancakes and burning pennies at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Oz sort of just looks up from his book and says, Are you boobs sniffing shower gunk?
It's weird.
He said it smelled weird. That's our first. We had a clue. It was a guy here, and you give it a smell. You see.
I think I'm good. But if you find any little rascals in here, I guess we're gonna have to go look around for someone else.
Yeah. It's weird. So he's got his own little buddy, little metallic buddy, portable buddy. Is what that he's gonna try to like take a drink and try to get that out of his system, if you will.
Yeah. You take a drink, and as you do, it drips down your throat and coagulates as it does so.
All right. Can I spit it up?
You can try.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you can absolutely try to spit it up. Do a first aid for me.
Okay. Hey, something else. All right. Let's see how that plays out. Hell yeah. 46 against my 50.
Yeah, you cough you cough it up and it kind of burns. It's the closest thing to compare to is when you're incredibly sick and you start coughing after having just a ton of lozenges, and that like waxy feeling that kind of rips up your throat as you just cough it onto the ground, and you can see that your drink has become the same sappy material.
Ugh. Toss that handkerchief, by the way.
I was gonna pat you on the back and throw away. I go down the wrong pipe.
No, it's just it was getting thick. I tried to wash it away, and it did the opposite. It made it like a little syrup breaking my throat.
Well, hold on there, because it's your flask turned to the syrupy. You think, right?
I mean, just to get the description correct, it essentially just what little tiny bit of syrup I might have inhaled with sniffing it, it got bigger.
Is
that right?
I am neither going to agree or disagree with that. I'm only going to specify what I said, which is just that when the alcohol hit your throat, it seemed to change textures and coagulated. That's however you want to interpret that. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong there.
No, that's perfectly fair. I get you. All right, so let me rephrase that. I was trying to drink it to get the taste and smell out of my mouth, but I don't know. It reacted with the alcohol or something. I got no idea what's in that stuff. What are they bathing these kids with? Ugh.
Well, I thought it was a kid doing something funny with syrup, but you want to turn the water back on, see if it's
no. Let's just go.
Al still hasn't smelled it, so I think we fill it back up. He can get a good smell.
Let's look around.
All right.
I don't want any more of the syrup or whatever it is.
Maybe go to the office to see if anybody's actually in there.
Let's check it out. See if we can find some actual kids around here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's it. We're gonna be on our list.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I did not think this was going to be a possibility. It just crossed my mind.
All right, guys, let's get those kids.
I guess it was either this or my Jeffrey Epstein themed one shot. So I'm so sorry.
You mean it's not?
I
kid. Oh.
But with that, it's where are you? It sounds like you want to go to the office. Is that fair? Or is there something else you want to do in here?
Oh, yeah. Well, last thing he'll do before he leaves, with the drain, he's just gonna kind of like not trying his best not to get his eye too close to the liquid, so that smell doesn't come back. But he's gonna try to see if he sees anything around the drain.
Oh, interesting. Roll a spot hidden for me.
He's actually pretty decent at that.
In case it helps, let's assume that Morgan sees him doing that, and he'll offer his hand torch. In case that changes anything.
I don't think that would be enough to change anything. But that's still a good idea. What did you get?
Luckily, I got a 19 out of his 50 or
Hey.
60, so he's good.
You can see what seems to be a large series of hairs, kind of like jutting out. Like they look to be straight. They look. I mean, it's a shower, so I have to specify. They look like head hair, about like a couple inches long. But they're kind of like it's a large chunk of them. It's not like a few scattered amongst the drain, but a large chunk of it.
Well, you all aren't gonna like this, but it looks like almost looks like somebody pulled somebody's hair out and threw it in the drain. Well, I felt we got. I mean, the first rule of detective school, you got to look for the clues, and if the clue flies, you gotta dig your head in it. So
I'm not touching that.
I'll do it. So he's gonna try to see if he could lift the drain up and just. I don't know. Does he buy gloves for him? I did not buy gloves for him. So he's gonna lift the drain up and try to see if he can reach in there and uncover the hair a little bit and see if he can find anything with it.
Yeah. You can kind of reach in, kind of grabbing at the hair, pulling it up. That's always my favorite thing is when someone does those kind of hard motions at the end of this game. You reach down and you grab it, and as you pull it up, the hair seems to get longer and longer until it looks to be fully about maybe about 6-7 inches long. Strand of about 20 to 30 hairs with a large chunk of what looks to be scalp still attached to it. The scalp does not look torn. It does not look ripped. It looks almost like it just looks like it popped off freely of its own volition. And I need all of you to roll sanity rolls for me on that.
Yeah.
There.
Can't imagine why.
Oof, damn.
34, so I'm good.
Okay.
So I think I crit. No, I just was off. So I got a 98.
Oh, that's very close. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
I'm hanging out at an 82 against my 45.
Okay. Then the both of you who fail take 4 points of sanity damage. Oswald, you take 1 point of sanity damage. As it just pulling it up, the syrupy material kind of just dripping and drooping off of it, hitting into the bottom of the shower with just a kind of sound, just smacking against it. The skin. Is anybody here proficient in first aid, or does anyone have anything in first aid or medicine?
I've got first aid.
I believe I have first aid as well.
I also have first aid. Look at us.
I will. What I'm going to say then is, one of you, whoever wants to, can do a first aid check. But because all of you have it with first aid, whoever does it gets this edition's kind of version of advantage, where you get to re-roll the tens, please.
Probably awesome that one because we're probably a little bit reeling as we pull this out and fail that sand.
Yeah, I'm not that good at it, but I can try.
Go for it.
Okay, so roll the tens place twice for me and take the lower result.
First one was a 14 already. Okay, so that's 14,
Okay.
which will pass.
The flesh appears to still be alive. There is no sign of rotting. There is no sign of degradation. Other than the fact it is not attached to a human body, it appears to be fine. It doesn't even have like a loss of color that you would expect from lack of blood.
Yeah, Oz will just sort of like just look at it and say it's still kicking. It's still living.
What?
It's a scalp. You kind of see him like he's gonna toss it as you say that.
The most terrible wet splat I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, it is. As you What are you just loosely chucking it anywhere? Like just back into the center of the room, or are you just
He's not tossing it at anybody, but he's kind of tossing it towards the center of the room.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't think you were throwing it at a person. I was curious if you were like just like throwing it behind you, like towards a wall, or if you were throwing it in...
Oh, he's throwing like in front of the group away from
Okay.
God, I'm just imagining. Are you sure? Catch.
You hold it. You hold it.
No, Call of Cthulhu makes you ask the weirdest questions. That's it.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, you're able to throw it. It kind of, yeah, exactly. Lands on the ground with like a sickening, like kind of sound as it just drags along it. The hair just awkwardly there. It just lays there, totally fine.
So you think it's alive?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to run me through that thought process.
Look at the coloration. It looks like it doesn't even have blood loss. Was it warm?
It's a good question. What was it? Was it warm?
The hair, if you grab it, I'm assuming you grabbed it by the hair.
Oh yeah, he did. He did grab it.
Yeah. I assumed you grabbed it by the hair. The hair wouldn't give you
Not
any.
just-
any
not
sense
just-
of it.
Yeah,
Not just
Yeah,
going
he did go.
like you're stuffing a turkey
Yeah.
going in there.
I don't know.
Oh, geez. Well, we found part of a teenager, I think. I don't think they're going to pay us for that, though. What is this?
It's still alive. I mean, should we poke it?
Okay, so it's safe to say that this belongs or belonged to somebody, and he says that it's not. I'll go with not dead, alive. I don't know. So what are we supposed to do with this? Is this evidence? Evidence of what? Really bad hair loss?
I mean, a new form of scalping. They're bringing scalping back. It looks like.
No, just like what, a little corner. Okay. Maybe we should just file this under. We'll discuss this later because I don't think we're gonna get anywhere.
Does anybody here? Can I have everybody here do a listen for me?
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
I beat my 60.
So when you don't have anything in a
You
skill,
have the base value of it. So
Okay,
like
that-
everything always has a base value, and this
Yeah,
case
yeah.
20% is the listen base value.
Cool.
I believe, if I'm on the right character sheet. Yeah, because we're
It's
using
20%.
1920s era. Yeah.
I got a 1.
Nice, crit success.
Wow! Holy crap! Okay. So then everybody succeeded then, correct?
Mhm.
Oh, that sucks for you guys.
Oh, no. One time.
You succeeded? You're gonna regret it.
No, that's Call of Cthulhu. It's like good for you. You got through. Now you get to experience it. You can hear you all hear from all of these showers turn on. Just as they turn on, though, you can all hear as the splattering sound against the showers gets louder and louder. The sun begins to fade away from outside. You can hear, though, from exterior the sound of what sounds to be like a train car, just going by faster and faster, angrier and angrier. A loud whistle bears across the sound, cutting through it, slicing it apart, slicing straight through you as the showers just continue that thwack, thwack, thwack onto it. The smell of syrup and iron just filling your nose and nostril, and now a new smell of human waste or degradation as the train rushes past. And I need everybody to please roll a sanity check for me, please.
Finally passed the sanity.
I got a 21, and my current is 69, so I'm good.
At some point, you're going to fail you're going to fail a roll. I don't know when it's going to happen. Or fail a roll.
I was very lucky with mine, so yay, passing.
So everybody pass?
Yay!
Cool. Then everybody only takes 1 point of sanity damage.
Yeah.
As soon as the sound is at its most overwhelming, it cuts out. The sun is fine, and the showers. You just hear the of the showers turning themselves off.
Did you all see the train tracks? I didn't see any train tracks outside.
I didn't see any damn team.
No.
I didn't see any train tracks.
I almost wish I did.
Hey, office?
Yeah, let's go.
I think we should check out the office.
Let's go check out that office.
I feel like Nancy's got some splaining to do, right? Hopefully she can tell us what that scalp thing is and where the kids are.
Gosh. Well, okay. I guess we're all in agreement to go to the office. We head there. I imagine with a little bit of haste. I don't know about you all, but I want to leave that place behind quick.
Miles is walking quickly, and he's got he's trying to do it casually, but his hand is hovering by his revolver the whole time he's outside. He's like clearly looking around for train tracks as he walks outside.
Absolutely, yeah. As you walk out, there is very clearly no train tracks. However, the Ford and Angelia, excuse me, is currently parked in front of the building that you understood to be the office.
That's the one we saw with the seats too, right?
That you saw at Clydesdale, yeah. Clydesdale had the seats in it, yeah.
Okay. Well, looks like our friends follow us up here.
Keeping on.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh lordy. Well, let's go say hello to Jeff once again, and maybe we'll finally meet Nancy.
That's it. Never been up here before, but now he's coming up here just to see us.
Was it?
Jeff never said that he hadn't been here before.
Oh, Jeff did. Okay.
It was the barkeep who had said he'd never been here before. Just for clarity's sake. Jeff never specified his relationship to the camp outside of that he knew someone who worked there. But with that, you are able to kind of walk on into the office. They've got the classic wooden steps, a little bit of a front porch area, well-crafted kind of space. You walk in. You can see there's a few candles lit in this space, a few tables here and there with chairs around them, drawers all over, posters that provide like a little bit of information about like anatomy and wildlife to expect, so you can avoid poison ivy and know what berries not to eat, that kind of good stuff are lined in the space. A large desk is set up with a woman, late 20s, early 30s, blonde hair, currently in a tight bun, with at least for the time period, a surprising degree of musculature. Like she is in good shape. Currently sitting behind the counter. Hello. How can I help you?
Honestly, I have no clue.
Hi there. I'm Morgan.
Nice to meet you, Morgan. I'm Nancy. How can I help you? Is that the end of the conversation?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just taken in by the beauty out there. It's really quite a nice spot you have here. I was interested in possibly enrolling my nephew. Maybe not this year. Maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see what brochures you had and anything else that I can kind of find out about the place.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we definitely. Give me 1 second, and she bends down and opens a drawer. As she does so, as her body bends, like the way a body should bend, which is never a good way to start a description. But as your body bends the way it should, you can't help but hear every joint popping along the way. Just every single one, just pop, 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 pop down the line. As she opens the drawer in the desk, pulls out like a couple pamphlets. Here you guys go. Help yourselves. They should go over all the stuff. Enrollment's a little expensive. You know, it's $100 for 2 months, which I know is a lot, but it really makes sure we're able to give them the best possible experience. You speak to anybody in town, and they'll tell you how much they love it and how great the kids are.
Well, thank you very much, and he'll gratefully take the brochures.
Sure. It's like 4 or 5 copies of the same brochure where it just kind of has it has mostly drawings, a few photographs of teenagers, like teenage boys, just kind of like sitting, doing archery, doing like the normal camp activities. A lot of like self-aggrandizing compliments in it, all that kind of good stuff.
Okay. And follow-up question for you. At around this, you know, I imagine everything's down to a routine. And at a day like today, around this time, what are all the what are all the youngins up to?
Oh, I believe they were currently working. We this week is the Wilderness Survival Week, so they're currently a little bit further out, working on some of their survival techniques, and then they're going to do a big bonfire tonight.
Oh, that's exciting. So there's none at the camp now, then.
Well, they're on camp's very big. So she kind of like points out the window, and as she does, you can just hear the shoulder pop, the elbow pop, the fingers pop, the wrist pop. Even her neck kind of pops as she pivots slightly off to point. There's like the cabins they stay at over there, and mess hall's right next to us. Some of the activity space, but the owner owns about, I think he owns 4 or 5 square acres in this area. So we're not all of it is going to have camp fully set up. That way we can do hikes, and we can, take your kids and do all sorts of fun things where they get to explore themselves and explore the environment. You only want it so civilized. You have to give space for especially teenage boys' barbarism.
Of course. They need somewhere to spend that energy. I'm sorry for not being more specific in my question. I meant specifically close to here currently.
I mean, in this building, I don't think so.
Okay.
None of the kids. The mess hall is also where the infirmary is. So I guess if any of the kids got hurt, there might be one there, but I haven't been informed of any. You can always, if you really want to. I don't mind you all. She kind of looks you over again. Yeah, I don't mind you all like going to examine like the bonfire and all that kind of stuff. I mean, imagine the fire is going to be lighting up pretty soon. So the sun's almost set. So they're probably just finishing building the log cabin fire that at least one of you looks like you're pretty familiar with. I'm so sorry. I was a Boy Scout too. I can't help it.
Yeah. I built all sorts of bonfires back in my day.
Oh yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. But yeah, so you can definitely go and like check that out if you'd like. As long as you don't, interrupt like the ceremony or something like that. The kids worked really hard, and I understand that you want your kids to go, but it's always to remember this isn't about you. This is about the kids. This is about their future.
Of course, we were asking around a little earlier. Could you tell us who the owner is? We'd love to meet him if he's around.
Oh yeah, it's Peter Hill. Which for everybody here, that'd be spelled Peter spelled Peteri. Jesus, Peter. Heel spelled Heil.
Sorry for talking your ear off here, but I've got a niece. You don't happen to have any options for girl campers around here, do you?
I know they were looking to set something like that up, but our priority is going to be boys first. Boys. with war right around the corner, it looks like, with the war that we just got out of, and now this, it's important to make sure that those who are going to be protecting their people are, fully trained and ready to, and are ready to get involved with stuff like that. And skills like this might make a big difference.
Well, I say it's Europe's problem. Well, and one last thing, and I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time. I was quite taken by those statues towards the front.
Oh, yes.
Were those? They I mean, okay, so just they looked pretty really good, solid, lifelike statues, right?
They were topiary statues.
Topiary, okay. Don't know what that means in that context.
Oh, a topiary statue is a statue that's made out of plant life. So it's like when you carve a bush to make it look like something.
I had an entirely different picture in my head. So
my apologies.
No, I should ask.
Same boat. Yep.
Now I don't feel so dumb. Okay. Oh well. Okay. So with that in mind, then, so how often are those kept up? I mean, it takes I know I don't have a green thumb myself, but I can imagine that's a certain amount of skill to perform or keep up.
I mean, well, this is Jersey. I mean, this is like the land of where growing plants is the easiest is going to be. But I believe the original designs were done by Peter himself, and then he has somebody who works for him who kind of does the upkeep. One of the local gardeners, same kind of people who take care of the fields out there, as well as make sure that the environment is kept perfect.
Well, it certainly looks perfect. Okay.
I don't mean to be a little too forward right now, but are you feeling okay? I mean, sometimes I get a little crook in my neck too sometimes, but I've got some good stretching techniques, and just want to make sure you're all right, feeling all right.
She kind of turns to you, looking kind of confused. As she does, you hear every single line along every joint along her spine pop, 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 pop its way up. As she just goes, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're asking about.
That's what Oz does.
Well, yeah, I'm being nosy right now. If it works for you, but I'll just.
Can I actually have you do a first aid roll for me after that question?
All right. Oh, that's bad actually. 100.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a crit fail. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you crit fail this? Okay.
Your bones are really noisy.
Yeah. No, there's this. Yeah, it's just so like disorienting, because you can like hear, if this was like your body, you'd be in pain right now. Like you can't just have joints popping like that and have it feel good. This isn't the occasional popping of your fingers or something like that. It sounds like her body's being dislocated and reassembled every time she moves it. And you just need it to stop. Like, it's just that, like, the last time you heard sounds like this with this ferocity would have been like on the surface when you've seen like bodies fall in ways that bodies are not meant to bend, and the noises those joints make when they're forced and twisted from falling down the wrong thing, from being hit by the wrong thing, as ribs dislocate from just trauma. The sound of service is all that you can hear now.
So he's going to kind of hold his hand up to his head like, you can't hear that? I mean, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong.
So funny.
I'm actually going to say with that, I'm going to need you to take 2 more points of sanity damage. And as she just kind of looks at you all, can I please ask? why don't you step outside? Why don't you all take your friend outside and give him a chance to breathe some fresh air? People, and you can come back when you're feeling, a little bit better. Okay. I hope you're feeling okay, sir. Excuse me. I know I lost people in the war. I had people come back from the war who had the same issues that you're having right now. So sorry. And every motion, like her voice for you is just overcome by that sound of her wrist popping as she tries to wave you away. Her arms just like a small drum snare. Just every single little motion getting louder and louder.
So he'll actually leave pretty quickly. He will, since she says to go, he does not look back. He just takes off outside.
Yeah. Good day to you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good day.
With a nod of his head, Morgan will follow him out.
Okay.
He's gonna have a little panic look. You heard that, right?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Clear
Yes.
as a whistle.
Have you heard of tact?
Last time I heard a body creak like that is when somebody hit it with a hammer on one of our cases. And she's just out there walking around, creaking and cracking it. Nobody just act like it's normal.
I mean, maybe it's some sort of deficiency.
Hell of a deficiency.
Yeah, just something. Is there anything that would make a body do that? Because I don't. This is me, the player.
Was a hammer. Oh, that's
I made the player asking, is there anything that would make a body do that?
Medicine, you can do a medicine.
I don't have medicine. I've got first aid, but
first aid wouldn't cover that would be medicine. If you want to try for a medicine, you can. It's 1%.
Yeah. Sure is.
But otherwise, if you don't have medicine, not really. The only thing with it, an untrained person would possibly think of would be maybe really, really severe arthritis. But that would be. But she also, if it was that severe, she wouldn't be able to move. If you're at that point with arthritis, you're not bending your body in the way that she is. She seemed completely unfazed by it.
Okay, it's just I know. I mean, I know it seemed weird and wrong, but she paid no mind to it. And there's nothing wrong with your ears. I heard it too. I had no idea how to tell somebody that their body is really noisy.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this camp?
I couldn't tell you, but between the train and all that, I'm not having a good feeling about it. And where's your buddy at? He wasn't in the office.
What?
Jeff, the guy from the car. His car's pulled up here, but I didn't see him there.
You're right.
Maybe he's by the bonfire.
It could be.
Do you want to check out the bonfire? I mean, she said something with the mess and kids being hurt, and we saw a scalp. So I want to check out. I mean, I'm down to check out the mess, so we could go right to the bonfire and make sure the kids are all right.
Yeah, maybe.
If it's on the way, I don't see why we don't hit both. As long as we can get away from the lady who sounds like a tub of Lincoln Logs was thrown down the stairs.
Probably could hear her cracking away.
At least she won't sneak up on us.
Famous last words.
Yeah. I know. The camera zooms out and her standing right behind her.
Oh, man. Well, all right. So I guess if we make our way towards it, what's the closest thing between us and the other destinations?
I mean, literally, she said the first aid area was in the mess hall, which is the building literally next door. It was the 2-story looking building.
Okay.
So it's quite possible if that's 15-second walk up to the door.
Okay. All right. I unless anybody has an objection, I'd suggest we go there.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I actually have who's the person walking in order of walking up to the door? Who is third?
Probably me.
Okay.
The
you-
reluctant author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please do me a favor and roll a spot hidden for me?
Spot hidden. Okay.
Mhm.
I got 50 on this. That's
Little
a 79 now. So
Okay, cool. Then with that, you walk up to the door.
all good, folks.
I guess sometimes you just don't want to succeed in Call of Cthulhu, huh?
Yeah.
It's woods. All right.
Everything's
You walk up. You're able to walk up to it. It's got the kind of fish, like almost like fishnetty, kind of like anti-mosquito kind of grating up, stop bugs and all that kind of good stuff from getting in. The doors don't appear to be locked. They're very thin wood that reveal a large area, somewhere around like 2 rows of like maybe 6 long tables, benches instead of chairs, that just go straight down across it. I'm sorry, Oswald, if I just start giving you flashbacks to like 14 years old. There's a midsection where you can see like a large like bar area set up, not for where they have the placement for foods. And then you can see the hallway kind of heads down. There seems to be a bathroom, as well as a little further down. You can see a first aid written in like wood with a smaller door as well leading into that area. I should say smaller than the double doors you've been through, if only because it's Call of Cthulhu. I'm not saying it's like a tiny door. It is a regular person-sized door, but not the double door.
A very important distinction in a system like this.
And next to it, something says "Eat me, drink me." Now,
Yeah.
okay. Well, say obviously you would have mentioned that there's not a soul to be seen.
Not in this space currently, no.
Okay. Well, Morgan will tentatively call out, saying hello.
You hear from the nurses area a crackling.
Like a bone crackling or a
Fire crackling.
Yeah.
She did
Roll a listen.
Okay.
Barely squeaked out a success. 59 out of 60. 59.
Success.
Nice. Okay. With that, it's either bones or it's branches.
Oh, maybe it's just some celery.
I don't know which one I want it to be.
Well, you gotta get a little quiet. Either Nancy followed us or somebody's cracking twigs in there. I feel like we gotta go check it out.
You think it's something in the water here?
Well, if it's they're drinking that syrupy stuff, probably.
I can't imagine it's great for the bones. I'll tell you that.
It's the opposite of milk.
Yeah, exactly. The anti-milk.
All right. Well, I guess there's no way to know but knowing. And with that, Morgan will head towards the crackling.
Okay.
Against my better judgment.
Miles follow.
Okay. You walk in and you can see what looks to be, it's a normal looking nurse's office for this kind of environment. Kind of a glass case that has a variety of like medicines, bandages, all that kind of good stuff. A couple counters with a variety of stuff kind of partially set out, just in case your high need materials. There is a long bench as well as a couple chairs, and a sitting on a kind of a raised, like almost flat, like raised flat surface. I'm like a doctor's board. I don't actually know what the right term is for one of those. But like one of those kind of like doctor's things. You can see what looks to be a topiary statue of a person, laying out, arms down, legs down, human hair partially flowing out of the top of its head.
Is like the human hair, like, is it kind of like doing the thing that we saw like in the drain where it's got like partly skinned off, or is it still like completely attached?
If you want to, you're gonna go take a. This is you at the doorway, so like
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go up and examine it if you want, but I want to make sure that's a choice you're making. You cannot tell from here.
Perfect. One last question before I do examine it. Is it a kid or like an adult topiary statue?
It looks to be like teen.
Teen? Okay.
Hmm.
I put Miles as a risk taker, so he is going to go up and kind of look by the hair to see if it looks familiar. He's going to try to see like if there's any signs of anything like with the, like this, especially if it's seeing like the hair looks like the scalp that he found earlier, and just kind of figure out what's going on with it.
Yeah, roll a first aid for me.
Oz is just following into the room here, just flabbergasted.
51, he failed.
Okay, you look at it and you can't tell, not from like a lack of, you can't tell if it's the same at the very least. That being said, this is still repulsive. As you can see, there are patches missing, hair kind of growing still out of it. This like red, blackish portions where the top layer of skin is gone. The branches seem to bend and roll, and as you look closer into it, you can see between the branches, you can see bits and pieces of flesh the same way you can see on that skull cap. You can see little bits inside of it as the fingers try to bend little bits here and there, and the twigs break as they try their best to fight or resist or do whatever they can. Parts as they do, little more of that syrup begins to drip down off of their arms, pooling the area around. And I need everybody to roll a sanity check. Yours is at half for me, Miles, because you're right up next to it.
You'll fail.
That will be a 20, which will be a success for me.
Oh my god damn it.
I failed.
Okay. So it's going to be, I rolled so low. I will hit 5 soon. Sorry, something fun happens when you hit 5 sanity loss. And in one go. With that, you're going to take 2 points of sanity loss, Oswald. Everybody else will take 4.
Okay. So how shaken are we?
4 sanity loss is fundamentally a huge amount of it's a big amount of sanity loss, right? This is unpleasant to a difficult to imagine degree. I'd say the only person who's probably not all that shaken is Oswald, mostly because he's currently crouched in the doorway, shaggying his way out of the situation. For like the rest of you, this is like for those of you two who are like there, and especially for you, Miles, who's like right up next to it, examining it. This is visceral and haunting. For both of you, for you, Miles, you would think like this would remind you of. This is significantly worse than anything you ever saw in your service, and you as an officer. And this would be like, and you've seen some shit. Same would go for you, Morgan, where it's like you took photos in war, like you were in war, like you saw some monstrous things. World War I was unimaginably unpleasant, and this rivals any of that.
Well, because my first instinct is take a picture, but if he's that shaken, then no.
Yeah. Miles is probably gonna like retch again, especially if he sees like the flesh and the syrupy thing, all bad smell and like pieces of flesh combined. He's probably gonna puke a bit. He's gonna like take a step back and puke and goes, "What the hell is? What is this?"
As you puke, the other two of you do not hear the sound of him retching, but instead hear the sound of a train chugging along for a second as it leaves his body.
Oz will just sort of look around.
Did you swallow a train whistle?
What are you talking about?
So yeah, he's Mark is going to shake his own head, trying to make sense of the expected noise versus what actually came out. Okay, so sorry to just to understand. Did it sound like the train was coming from outside? Like the sound was that loud, or like it was coming from him?
Both.
Yout.
It was emanating from his mouth and from exterior.
Okay, so my train whistle comment still stands. What is going on here? The what I assume is the child that's on that bed / table. Are they're kind of still moving, right?
Yep.
Oh, and because you said they're creaking too as they move, so making that same like creak crackle that the Nancy was. Or is it similar?
It's similar. It's hard to tell if it's exactly the same. Like there is an innate quality of when you that like as you perceive it making the motions and the sounds that it impacts the way you hear it. Like voices sound different when you see what it's coming from, for instance. This is the same phenomenon. It could be, it's a comparable sound, but that doesn't innately make it the same sound. You're not sure. But you can see it's like fingers bending and like trying to move. It seems like that was probably what you heard as you were walking up, as you reached out.
Yeah, I think Morgan needs some air. After the retching of that, he's gonna make his way towards the door, pushing past Oz if he's there.
Yeah, Oz just lets it happen. Like,
oh, jeez. Okay.
You walk out heading towards the door, and as you do, you can see the kitchen area is now filled with plates. There's enough set up for theoretically as many campers as you imagine are here. Like it just is the right number, approximately, visually speaking. There's no campers sitting here. On each plate, you can see what looks to be a stack of pancakes with the same material oozing down its sides from the top down.
Trying to make sense of the spontaneous arrival of plates and hotcakes. I guess because Morgan's on a path of right now. I want to get away from the weird, and I thought this room was not as weird, but it's weird. So he continues on to at least get to the door.
Yeah, you're able to, like, the door's easy. You don't have to go through that space. The door's right there. So you're able to just drift or sticking close to the wall and dip out through that door.
Yeah, just again, not venturing too far. It's just more of like a kind of like almost like when you get out of like a burning building, you just want fresh air. Like it just like leaning on the door frame itself and kind of just panting, trying to understand what the hell's going on.
Absolutely. You kind of step onto those steps that go down, the large cabin steps, just breathing in and out the fresh air outside as you can see the sun continuing its path down. It seems like it's sunk more than you would expect it to over the course of time that you have kind of came inside and went back out. It's getting pretty dark at this point. Or it's approaching that point at the very least.
Uh-oh.
What's everybody else doing inside?
So Miles
Just
still
chilling.
trying to like recover a bit, but the thing was like making noises too. He's just gonna say, "Are you? Can you hear us? Are you alive?"
There's no sound that comes from its mouth, but you can hear its thumbs move, bending slightly, and like a crackle of confirmation.
He is a detective from the city. He has no idea what to do for this person. He looks over to Oz. What do we do?
I have no idea.
Well, let's regroup with Morgan. I mean, I thought we should help this guy, but I mean, I don't know. Let's go find him. And we'll probably see the flapjacks now.
As you guys step out there, flapjacks are not there.
Oh, they're not there? Okay.
Actually, excuse me, that's not true. I got that wrong. It would be there for Miles. It would not be there for Oswald.
Okay.
Oswald, you would not see it. Miles, you would.
What the hell?
My
Who
apologies
put
there.
the flapjack? I mean, it's just, you guys looked over the same syrup. Like, Oz, you see? You were at the door. You see anybody coming through here outside of Morgan?
Oz sort of just looks around the interior and says, "What are you talking about?"
The flapjacks, the syrup, and the plates. There's like 30 plates out here.
There are no plates, at least not any out here. If you're talking about, I guess, the kitchen or whatever.
I gotta get out of here. He kind of, at that point, he'll kind of imitate Morgan and bolt towards the door.
Oz will follow, but sort of just gonna like run a hand along one of the tables. Like, am I not seeing something? Like, what?
You, I want to check real quick. Miles, are you looking at him do this?
Oh yeah, he'll probably be
Okay.
kind of like looking over his shoulder as he's running.
You see Oswald, you feel nothing. Like there's nothing there that your hand hits. Miles, you watch his hand rise up and down the side of the flapjacks with a calmness, as though there's nothing, as though like it's the most natural thing in the world to do.
You're avoiding the flapjacks. You're going up and over them. What are you doing?
I'm sweeping my hand right over the dang thing. You want me to lay on it? I don't know.
At that point, he's like, "We just gotta go. We gotta get out."
Okay. All right. I'm right behind you.
And with that, you both get outside, rattled and completely thrown by that experience, to say the least.
Plant people. I'll just say as I like walk out the door.
I mean, that had to be there. She had the same hair type thing, and then the syrup smell was on her. Like you could smell the syrup. Oh, Morgan, tell me you saw the pancakes.
Of course,
the flapjack.
Of course, I saw the pancakes. Who the hell put them there? He's saying he didn't see them.
I didn't. I ran my dang arm over the thing. I didn't feel a dang thing. Honestly, I'm not trying to be combative here. I just didn't see the dang thing.
Hold on a sec. Okay, so the mess hall is essentially like you open the door and like you go in through the doors and there's the mess hall.
Yeah, you'd be closer to the actual like bar area of the mess hall than the tables. You kind of have to walk over a little bit to get to the tables. You're right next. There's entrances on all sides of the mess hall.
Okay.
Mess hall like this always has like 7 doors in. You've got the one you're next to is right next to the bar. Right next to the bar, they set the food up and has the hallway that drifts off towards the bathroom and then further down towards the med bay or whatever.
Okay, so with that, after kind of collecting himself for a second and getting some fresh air, I guess with renewed vigor, he'll bolt inside to look at the table. Yeah,
you rush inside, slamming through the door, looking around with confidence, and the tables are empty.
Miles?
Yeah. Tell Oz to quit fucking around and let us know that the pancakes are there.
Don't tell me there are more pancakes now.
No, there's quite the opposite. There's none.
And he kind of Miles will walk in at that point too to see if he can confirm.
There's no pancakes.
All right. Something we got plant people. And Oz, I know you're looking like there's no pancakes, but I swear there were pancakes.
No, believe me. I think with all the things we've seen so far, I'm willing to believe that you saw pancakes.
Oh no. So I'm connecting a few dots here. That
I've been doing that myself.
Yeah.
I sort of like hold up my little journal.
Now, when we came in, there were a bunch of topiary statues at the front, and that back there on that table, that half person, more plant than person, was starting to look like, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, buddies, I feel like I don't know how many of them are left, but we gotta get to this bonfire. We gotta save whoever's left and show whatever the hell this is down. I mean, we can't. I don't know how to help the ones that already got topiaried.
So the woman at the front desk, you think she's
What,
starting?
changing? If that's what you can even call it?
She's either changing or she's in on it.
That's what I'm thinking. And they're turning these people into topiary statues in their syrup also.
God.
Yes, we gotta go to that bonfire. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I think okay. All right. Morgan's gonna take great effort to try to calm himself down. To try to, keep a straight face, so to speak. Okay.
Breathing exercises,
Yeah. Yeah. Might take a little nip from his flask to ease his nerves.
Oh, gosh.
How does that taste?
I don't know if, let's just say it's syrup, whether our keeper says it is or not.
That's right.
It's a point.
I'd suggest keeping away from syrup.
No. I'm avoiding sugar in general after this. Okay. All right. We've got nieces and nephews that want to check out the camp, and they're interested, and that's all there is to it. Okay.
We got this. We find some adults. He pulled on his handcuffs. I got my handcuffs. We'll take him into custody. Get the kids out. Just lock it down. Come in hard, fast. Just real police stuff.
No. Morgan's gonna reach into like his bag, and he's gonna pull out his weapon, and it's like, I don't want to risk getting close to any of those, whatever they are, whatever this is.
Oz sort of goes through his book bag a little bit and finds like a little pocket knife. I came prepared.
But I appreciate the spirit. Oh, okay.
Scouts say always be prepared.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we gotta give them a chance. We can't just shoot first. But if they walk, I mean, they do something suspicious.
Look.
I'm just saying we gotta keep him at a distance. That's all I'm saying.
Look, if you want to go back to the car and put your badge away, I think that might be for the best, because I don't understand what's going on here. But what's the law against turning children to trees? Is that a I'm not familiar with that Jersey statute.
We'll figure it out on the way.
Yeah.
That's for the lawyers to figure out. We'll just come in, shut him down. If you shoot, you got to shoot. Yeah, he got Pat's revolver. He keeps it holstered for right now, but he can start stalking off towards the area where the bonfire would be.
Okay. You continue on heading forward. You walk past the buildings there. You walk past the buildings and hit the large field area in front of you. The cabins head off a little bit to the west. The open field is kind of set up so you can see they have pretty well-trodden land here where they could set up, whether it be goalpost, whether it be whatever sport they want to play. This is very clearly where they play it. But off in the distance, above trees, you can see smoke beginning to rise. And as the smoke rises, little bits of red, kind of, pinging off the smoke here and there, little sparks from the flames, going, just flying and falling. The sun seems to fully disappear, and you are left only with the stars and the smoke. And I'm going to say that's where we're going to take a mid-game break.
All right.
Yay.
Hope everybody's having fun. It's a very different experience, Call of Cthulhu. So I always like to check
so
it.
far. Definitely.
Yeah, it's great.
I highly recommend to anybody watching who's interested in keepering Call of Cthulhu, always check in on like breaks and after sessions and all that kind of stuff. It's one of the most important things because it's very easy to take something from scary fun to just being unpleasant. So always you don't ever want it to not be fun.
I've been having a blast. So we'll go to a quick break. Throw Cthulhu, if you have it, into the chat. We've got pretty good crew for this stuff. We've got 13 people in so far. So throw Cthulhu in. Get a chance to win a free PDF copy of the Keeper's book for your crew, which is the core rule book on that side. And we'll be back in a bit.
Go ahead. I'll be
Welcome back, everybody. We're part 2 of our Call of Cthulhu adventure with our guest DM, Jacob. Let me throw his link on Start Playing there, too. I've been having a blast so far, so definitely go check him out and bring him to your table for one of your games. Before we run in, just say throw Cthulhu into the chat for your chance to win a free PDF copy. I think we've got 15. Yeah, we've got 15 people in the running now, so we got a pretty good stack there. And this is a sneak preview for May. I am going back superheroes. So we are running champions hero system for our May game of the month. So I'm looking forward to getting some hero games on. So check that out. But without further ado, back to the story. I'll turn it over to Jacob.
Awesome. Then with that, we'll jump back in as the sun has now fully set. You can see a few stars overhead, but they seem dull this evening, vaguely twinkling, but providing no real comfort or support. The smoke a little ways up ahead from the forest somewhere emanates up above the trees with small red dots just floating out and dulling away, floating out and dulling away. You can see the youth cabins off to the side there, a total of about 8 that look like they could probably house somewhere around 20 kids each. You currently stand in the field that they can repurpose into whatever sport they're looking to do. The grass, a little damp under your feet. And for 2 of you, you still can't escape that smell of syrup and iron. What do you all want to do?
Besides leave?
Screw those kids.
We're in too deep now.
It's worth it. That is always a completely valid response to a Call of Cthulhu thing. It's like there's if your characters would leave, you can leave. Like that's allowed. I am a firm believer in the idea that there are no such thing as rails. So if you want to leave right now, you can leave.
Well, apparently there are not such things as rails if that train is to be believed. I don't know.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Man, I mean, no, those poor kids.
Yeah, we can't abandon the kids, guys.
We could.
Well, if we find the kids and they're tree people, we're abandoning the kids.
We're abandoning those kids.
So there's some regular kids. We got to help the regular kids.
Yeah, no. I'm all right with that. I guess we should see what this bonfire is all about. Yeah. With that, Morgan's gonna just like hawk a loogie essentially in an attempt to get rid of the lodge taste in his mouth.
Yeah, you're able to do that. As you do, that same syrup kind of spits out of your mouth, landing down into the grass below. You can feel like a trickling down your throat as well after doing that.
Looks like you've been chewing chew.
Yeah, I'm not a big chew guy. Oh my god. I hope whatever that wasn't enough to. Never mind. Let's go see what's going on with that bonfire.
Yeah. Let's scope it out. Let's see if we can. Hopefully, if we see them before they see us.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think Oz would be looking to, not exactly just walk right down the road and be like, hey,
Yeah.
That'd be usually Miles' prerogative there, but he's a little freaked out, so he's not gonna be loud and he's just going in quiet.
Just a little freaked out.
You all can roll stealth checks then if you want to try to quietly, stealthily maneuver your way forward.
Yeah, we could.
If it meets the number for the roll, does it beat it or?
Yes.
Hooray.
Equal to or less than.
Okay, hooray for 50.
And remember, you always can spend luck as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But
go ahead.
Wait, you have 15 and stuff?
No, 50. 50.
Oh, 50. Okay, cool. Sorry. It would have. I just had to check. Sorry, my apologies.
No, I know the baseline's 20, so yeah, that would be weird.
You just You're terrible at it. I am going to spend 5 points of luck to push myself to the 20.
Okay.
I got an 11, so I'm good.
One day you will fail a roll, and I will be
I
very
have
happy
to.
about it.
I promise.
It's not a sad
Like,
thing.
I know we can't see you, but I'm sure you're like rubbing your hands together. One of these days, boy, I'm gonna get you.
I have plans on plans on plans. The
Yeah.
machinations. But with that, you all are able to kind of like crouch down a little bit and just start slowly working your way forward. It's pretty dark, so it's not too hard to lower your bodies enough where you're not attracting too much light to you. You're not wearing bright clothing or anything like that, so it's relatively easy, all things considered, for you to continue to eke your way forward across the field.
Okay.
As you do so, you can hear what sounds like a train whistle emanating from inside of the forest in the direction that you're
Nice.
heading.
All right, so I still don't see any train tracks, but you guys heard that whistle this time, right?
Yep.
I think we've heard it every time.
Trained, so
Well, I heard it with you this time. Luckily, I no puke, so
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that again. Can we hear the chanting from our distance?
No.
Okay.
You
I thought
just
you
hear you can just hear a train whistle currently.
Okay. Well, I know that it's dark, but so I'm trying to imagine myself in that situation. If I heard a loud noise, I'd look around. Is there anything that stands out after glancing at just around? You know, I know it's stupid dark.
No, absolutely. You can see what looks to be two lights approaching from behind you, getting faster. They're heading kind of in your direction, or like general direction, not exactly straight towards you, but they are heading in the way that you are. The lights are kind of close to the ground, maybe the bottom point of light being maybe a foot or so off the ground. Circular lights, bright beams.
trains.
Yeah, so not with the gait of a person walking and that sort of bounce. It's very just straight, almost without changing in height at all, right?
Yeah. The lights are approximately, like I said, about a footish off the ground. They're maybe that'd be maybe 3 feet apart, 2.5 feet apart, something like that.
Okay. He's gonna just like tap both of them and just point. No words. Let the picture speak for itself.
What? What the? Shit. Kind of slow. I mean, it's not heading right at us. We just kind of moves a little bit out of the way.
I was about to say, let's also just start moving out of the way, basically.
Yeah. You guys are able to pivot off to the side, and you see the Ford drive past you.
Oh.
Heading like it doesn't stop. It doesn't seem to notice you. It just keeps on going past.
All right. Well, your friend's back.
Yeah. All right.
Do we want to follow him? I mean, I feel like he's all caught up. I bet he was the one that told everybody that everything's better now, back at the bar.
Well,
If I had to find a perp, I think it's either him or Nancy.
Yeah. Well, either we follow or we leave.
Think of the kids, Morgan.
Okay. Then I guess we're following.
We're here till we find all the kids are tree people, then we leave.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I guess we're gonna follow.
Absolutely. You are able to keep going as you see the car slowly disappear from view. It doesn't have any backlights on or anything like that, and quickly the lights itself extinguish. You can hear the sound of a door open and close as you creep your way forward. As people move, not concerned with stealth, disappearing into a tree line. After a few moments, you are able to kind of catch up, at least to where the car is, which is parked directly next to the tree line. The trees are dense and thick, foliage kind of bending around, blocking most light. Ahead of you, though, little bits of red here and there still sparkle through from what's clearly a massive, massive bonfire. The car itself sits there quietly, no noise. The engine is not on. But you can feel a little bit of heat still emanating from it. It was just recently driven.
Yeah. Against Morgan's better
boy.
judgment, he's going to take a look inside the car.
Okay.
Reluctantly as it can be.
You look inside the car, and the car is currently empty.
All right. No gun, no creepy little thumb seeds.
Nope.
Any keys in there?
Yeah, actually, there would be keys in the car currently. They would have just left the keys in the ignition.
All right, if we need a hot escape, we can just commandeer this. We're in pursuit of investigation. I'm sure there's some good laws about this.
If I go to jail for Grand Theft Auto, I'll consider that a win here. I'm going to be honest.
That's probably the best way this night would turn out. Oh, no. A felony. Okay. You know, whatever. Inspiration striking me. Okay, so let's take those keys out of the ignition
I
and
was
just
about to suggest that.
and put them somewhere else.
Are we able to open the door?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yes, you are. The door is unlocked.
Okay.
Windows are
Otherwise
still
I can
down.
Oh, yeah,
Call
there are
AAA.
keys in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not, then it's going to be really embarrassing for Jeff.
Yeah, I know.
He's having a bad day. He's having a rough day, too.
Was AAA a thing in the 30s? I don't know.
I think they're 100 years old, actually. I think they're...
Okay. So let's take the keys out and
Put them in my pocket. I don't care.
okay, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if things go down and we're shooting, I don't expect you to throw your pocket knife at him. You run back to the car.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get you a gun next time. Morgan, you said you had like a service rifle, right?
No, it's a Colt, the 45 automatic.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we both have pistols then. Okay.
Yeah. I just imagine just strolling into a town like a rifle shouldered gentleman. I'm here.
Open carry.
Yeah.
But, all right. Miles look around and be like, all right, well, I heard multiple people get out the car doors. So
Whoa.
Jeff has friends or Nancy's with him. But I say we keep getting quiet, get in close, let's see what we see.
Okay.
Okay. Gonna keep working your way towards that tree line. Start working your way in.
Yeah.
As you do, Miles and Morgan, you can begin to feel like a stretching in your nose, like in your sinuses. You can feel like this pressure, like it's being pushed apart. Can I please have you both do for me con at half?
Sneeze, quick, sneeze.
13, he did it.
Very nice.
Hey.
30 against my 30. And I'll be happy to send the screenshot because I know that's like 2 in a row now.
No, you both deserve it. You each only take 1 point of damage to your hit points.
What hit points? All right.
Yeah.
It has begun.
Yeah, we're in back half. You get hit point damage. You can feel this pressure, like pushing against it. It kind of feels like the closest thing to compare it to is like a hand pressing against, but it doesn't. It's not like a hand exactly, but it's that multi-pronged fingers is really the thing that I'm reaching for here as it presses against those cavities.
You all right?
Yeah, so he's just like holding. He's like,
I know.
feel that? Like,
I imagine there's some physical like.
oh
Sort of
yeah,
people-
his face is scrunched up. Like he is holding his nose. I don't know. I would say somebody hit me in the nose, but I don't even know how to describe that. It feels like my nose about to explode. I don't know. Morgan?
Yeah, me too. Oh no.
Must be burning something.
Yeah.
Yeah, why'd you tell me to sniff that thing?
I don't have a good answer for you. Okay.
Well, we got to keep pressing on, though. Just stay open. I don't even know what to say there.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take the lead, or
He pauses for a moment and he goes, "Yeah, I guess I'll take point."
okay?
As you pivot into front, you continue marching your way forward, and at this point, you can begin to hear chanting mixed with crackling. What languages does everybody speak? Is it only English? Did anybody take another language?
Just English for Miles.
You speak French.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
If you didn't, it'd be under skills under language. If you didn't take anything, you didn't get paid. Okay. Then with French, then it isn't French, but you would. It's in. Can you actually do a French roll for me?
Yeah, I did not think this was gonna happen. Sure, I can. Okay. How does luck work by chance? Because that was
you can spend luck to bring yourself to a success.
Okay. So I have French at a 22 and I got a 30. So I can spend 8 and get it up, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Just making sure. I'm like, okay, cool. Then yeah, I will spend that luck and use my French skills.
Okay. With that, you are confident that whatever language they're speaking is not from a romantic root.
Okay.
You don't recognize the language, especially when a language that you don't know is chanted. A lot of the identifying factors are lost, to be completely frank. I don't know if anyone's ever listened to Gregorian chants, but I have no idea what actual language they're singing that in. But I'm sure if I were to hear it spoken, I'd be like, I got some ideas.
Yeah.
Same thing here. The chanting kind of disguises the language, but you kind of scan through everything you've learned and kind of your baseline there. It is not a romance language in any capacity. There is a hearty, visceral quality to the language.
And I'll just sort of lean over and say, I don't know what language that is, but it's not Spanish or French or anything like that.
Oh, I mean, I don't recognize it either.
I didn't do too much schooling. I just know it's not English. I know they're not saying anything good either.
Yeah.
Can I actually ask real quick, Morgan, where did your character serve? So they served in World War I. Where did they serve?
Yes. So they would have been give me a second. I'm trying to remember the lines. So if it was an American, then they probably would have ended up fighting
Probably
in
Germany.
France against Germany. At the line.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roll a intelligence for me at half difficulty.
At half. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
hard difficulty, I should say.
Wait, so half or fifth?
Half. half is hard, extreme is fifth.
Okay.
But I normally just say half or fifth. I don't like saying the other words just because it throws
Gotcha.
me off.
Understood. And I failed. Hard. Yeah.
Never mind, then you're good.
Okay. Thank you. Yay. Yay, ignorance. All right.
Always bliss.
You can mixed in with the chanting, you can hear the sound of that crackling sound of the fire, as well as the a sound of wood twigs breaking and bending over and over again in an almost drum-like rhythm.
Okay. Well, as much as every bone in my body wants to turn back, I guess we're too far to do that at this point.
Yep.
Initially I said we probably shouldn't shoot, but find the kids, grab them if anybody moves or looks hostile. Let's take them.
All right. What if it's a kid?
We can't shoot the kids. That's the trees. Trees aren't kids.
All right. I'll wait for you to shoot the first shot.
You kind of nod solemnly.
All right. And with that, since he's hanging a little further back, he's going to kind of draw his weapon.
As you do, can I have you and Oswald please do listen checks?
On my list.
Failed.
That is also a fail for me.
Never mind.
We're all good.
Yay.
Everything is
Nothing
awesome.
bad's happening.
Yeah, maybe.
All good, folks.
We're going to miss the crackling behind us as that one as she shows up. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, that's the face of someone who's just like, oh no, I gave the DM an idea. You all are able to maintain your stealth. I'm not gonna make you reroll or anything like that. You can break your truck there. You maintain your stealth heading forward just a little bit, pulling closer along the trees as the foliage kind of pushes against your body. You can feel like in a weird way, there's a comforting quality to the branches, to the leaves, as you can feel like the energy of an ecosystem flowing through you. It would almost be pleasant if not for the fire that you can start to see getting brighter and brighter. As you finally break free of most of the foliage, you're still enough to hide behind, but you can see a large open area here. Trees have very clearly recently been cut down, and you can see in the center of it is a large log cabin fire, currently about 40 feet tall, being easily the largest log cabin fire you've ever seen. It is a dangerously tall fire. Smoke is flowing off of it, but as you're close enough now, you can see the smoke isn't just black like you would expect off of wood, even with the minor discoloration that can come through the wood and the moisture. You can see streaks of red, streaks of blue. Most prominently are streaks of yellow flowing out and around it, almost like lightning, and with lightning patterned, I should say, within the smoke. Moving around the fire, you can see dancing in halting unison are more of those trees. Just moving, bending, and the cracking noise seems to be their bodies as they move in halting, jerking motions, snapping and cracking their arms as they move, snapping and cracking their legs as they step. There's some kind of pattern to it as they move around, them chanting along with the secondary row of campers, also trees, currently emanating some voice that doesn't seem to be coming from within their mouths, but from within their torsos, emanating outwards, radiating those words. Further back on the other side, you can see what look to be 3 adults, 2 males, 1 female, who are just watching over. They do not seem to be speaking. I need everybody to roll a sanity roll seeing that bullshit.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
That is a 10, which I'm good.
failure for Miles.
Yep. Same.
Okay.
Let's
That's
repair it
gonna
up again.
That's going to be 4 points to Miles and Morgan, 1 point to Oswald, because you can't seem to fail when you would be taking damage or anything.
I have a lot of sanity. I rolled.
Yeah, you
crazy
put
for
the
it.
energy into that.
Yeah.
We're also approaching a point where this is important. I need to know when somebody hits halfway down their sanity, because I haven't yet hit 5 yet.
Okay.
When somebody hits half sanity, I need to know.
12 away, I think, or 13 away. 13 away.
Okay. It's important. I do need to know when that happens.
Okay.
Because something does change when that occurs. But with that, yeah, you can see this very clearly ritual of some kind going on. And occasionally, as the yellow burst from the fire, the little yellow light smoke streaking out of it, you can hear the sound of train whistling. What are you all going to do?
We don't see like any outside of like the dancing trees. We don't see any kids, right?
No, you see no like what you would expect kids to look like. You don't see that. You do see what amounts to probably about 40 tree sonas, I'll say, tree people, whatever. But you do not see any like regular looking teens right now.
And then those three people.
They could be tall teens, I guess. Hard to tell.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
So,
But I'm just gonna say they're probably not tall teens.
Yeah.
I bet one of them's Jeff. I say we can't do much with dancing trees, but I feel like we could stop Jeff. I feel like we try to sneak up on him and see if we can get some answers out of him.
I don't want to get anything out of him. I'm thinking we put something in him. Something with a sharp metal point at a distance. I don't know. This is all too. What is this? I'm here for missing children. I'm not a botanist.
We live in the US of A, and hopefully our scientists can figure out how to debotanize them. I don't know, but we got to do something for these. These are our kids.
No, they're not.
Listen, my thing is I'm not a very stealthy. I'll tell you that. I know what I'm good at, and what I'm good at is writing books.
Yeah, and I take pictures. What are we doing here?
I mean, that's a lot of questions. I don't know. We gotta save the kids. Jeff seemed like a bad guy. I thought maybe if we could just maybe we can wake him, like shoot him in the knee, and then he wants to answer our questions.
All right. If by knee you mean face.
Well, I guess I do.
Yeah, because what is this? What are they doing? What are they getting out of this? This is weird witchcraft nonsense. Turning kids into trees. For what?
Either way, let's just break it up. They come at us. We bolt. I don't know what else to say here.
Yeah. So, okay, hold on. I'm not good at sneaking either, but maybe I'll run out there and yell out some shit. And you guys,
what if we just play really stupid, right? like, wow, those are really great costumes. And maybe they'll just, I don't know.
They'll stop.
They wanted us to observe and not interfere. If we do just that, maybe we can find out more.
Listen, I think either way we're gonna get found out here in a second. So I don't see why we don't say, "Hey, wow, Nancy, this is someplace."
All right.
It may be the drink talking, but I mean, it sounds like idea. Well, I can play dumb. I played dumb my whole life, so.
All right. I'm gonna holster my weapon. There's wolves out there.
So sorry about that, Mike.
Oh no!
Okay.
Glad it's not mine. Glad it's not-
You're fine, man. Okay. With that, I'll Morgan will holster his gun and. Oh God! Okay.
Can I have whoever's in front still currently, whoever's closest to it, please do me a favor and roll a spot hidden.
I don't know why I see us being like conspiratorially huddling. Is that where your guys' heads is at? Because that's where I'm at. Like,
That's what I was thinking. But
You can all do it.
Oh,
You can all do it then. If you're all huddled together, I'm not going to punish anybody for that.
Yeah. Like looking at the scene. What the hell is that? All right, guys. What the hell?
That's a success for me.
Okay.
All right.
let's
26.
failure for me. I can get spot hidden too. Yes.
You know what?
I got 50%.
Do I want to see it?
Spend some luck.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, because it's within mine. I'll spend the 6 luck I need to get there.
Okay.
And all right, I'm doing it. So do I regret it?
I mean, the answer is yes, but I'll describe what you see first. As you can see, the kids that are like dancing and maneuvering, the trees moving and dancing, or whatever, it vaguely dance-like, at the very least. You can see around them on the dirt. You can see what starts to be 2 indents in the ground begin to form, circling until there's only 2 circles there that they're moving in between. And I do need sanity rolls from each of you.
Of course.
Woo.
That's gonna be a fail for me.
That's for
74.
the skin of my teeth.
Only they needed to roll because they were the ones who saw it. So you're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. Oswald needed to roll and Morgan needed to roll because Miles didn't succeed on the.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like,
no.
Is the meta for Call of Cthulhu to play a blind deaf person?
There's like the quiet joke of if you want to really succeed, you just play someone really strong and really dumb. You're like, until the elder horse shows up, and then it's like then you get murdered because you try to punch it. Morgan's gonna take 1. Oswald, you're gonna take 3.
Okay.
As you can see that, and you all can just start to hear those noises of the train beginning to emanate from that space, just quietly, faintly, but it's there, almost like an echo of an echo of an echo.
What is it with these people and their damn trains? Okay. So are we gonna? Is the place stupid plan?
I'll say it. I'll do it if we want to.
I think it's our best play. Just keep your hand ready, and if they do anything crazy, we draw on them.
Whew. This is some bonfire.
Wait, are you just walking up and saying that? Am I understanding properly? You just walk up and go, "This is some bonfire."
I'm from the tree line or whatever. I just sort of got my arms folded. I'm like, wow.
I mean, that's a fast talk if I ever heard a fast talk. Go for it. Please make a fast talk roll for me as you say that.
I'm not good at this one either. Okay, so that's a 19. I'll add the 4 that I need to. Yes, the 4 that I
What?
need to.
Okay,
Ay,
that's incredible.
ay.
You can see every other player just reeling from that.
I know.
That's more upsetting than anything I've said so
I'm so
far. But with that, you can they all kind of stop and look at you, and you can hear from the other side of the fire, Nancy yell out, "Oh, hi! Yeah, come on over.
Oh.
Are your friends with you?"
Yeah, well, I'm right here. As you said, mighty fine bonfire. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wild costumes.
Oh, don't worry, they're not costumes. You guys can come over. I'll introduce you. Jeff, I believe you met Jeff's over here, and Peter's over here. Please come on.
Oh,
Okay.
Sort of like, just absolutely shaking. Oz will just sort of like start walking over.
Mhm.
Oz is by no means brave.
You can see the trees that were dancing continue to dance. The trees that were standing on the outskirts have all kind of turned and look at you. They kind of turn until you start to move a little bit away until the next line as they just almost systematically, like they're on gears, just turn away. As you get over to the other side, you can see there's Nancy, there's Jeff, and there's a gentleman you haven't met yet, who she said is Peter. Peter is an older gentleman, about like 60-ish years old, early to mid 60s. Incredibly short hair that is like just 1 degree above a buzz. He probably keeps it a buzz, but hasn't cut it yet, or hasn't cut it recently. He's wearing a surprisingly nice suit, black jacket that's kind of buttoned once in the middle with some sort of white button-down shirt underneath. It has very large collar that goes down a little ways, black pants, and very nice black shoes. Thin mustache over his lip. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you. It's a pleasure.
yeah. Thank you.
I guess we're happy to be here. So you said there's not costumes, and you're sure on that one?
And Nancy's just like, oh yeah, no, they're not costumes. Do you think they'd be so successful if they were costumes? And she gestures out with her arm. You can just hear the pop down the line.
That's still very unpleasant. So you said they're successful. What are they doing?
Oh, Peter kind of steps into this one. Well, they must be provided a means of being a goal to work for. The youth in this country struggle because they have no sense of community. So I have given them their heritage back.
You're can you elaborate on that just a tiny amount, please? Their
We're
heritage?
simple people. You gotta make that. Just explain it to us like we're 5.
They are.
Okay. It looks like some of you have already begun the process of experiencing it. I can aid you in that if you'd like, and it can kind of clear things up for you.
They're auditory learners, what we say in academia.
I'm going to need one more fast talk roll.
It's not gonna be good. It's 28, so no.
Yeah, especially if you don't want to spend the luck for it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to spend a bit, quite a bit. I don't know.
He'll kind of reach up his palms and just be like, if you don't mind, I can show you too.
He's actually gonna show his badge and gonna flash his badge. Gonna move his coat back. I don't know what's going on here, but I can't let you do that to me. I don't know what I mean. Stop is what I'm saying. Stop what is going on here.
No. Stop what?
So you gave them community,
Yes.
but they're trees now.
Yes. I don't understand what the confusion is.
Okay.
I do understand that you are simple people, but it's I'm not used to dealing with such simple people. I can show you. That's the easiest way.
Well, you get used to dealing with simple people, and simple people we ask simple questions. Like, so hypothetically, if you showed us, could you reverse it? Could you stop, kind of turn it backwards if we don't like it?
I mean, I can. Showing you will neither help nor hurt the process. It is just something that will happen. I don't know why you would want to reverse something like this. Why you'd want to stay simple in the way that you are. Simplicity in this kind is a disease that should be stamped out.
I am with you 100%. However, I feel like I am, by the way, I'm just pulling this out of my butt. I feel like your community is in a good place. It's small, but it needs more. And moving amongst the world as a simple person would allow me greater access. I think I could be of a great boon to all of you in spreading the word, getting out these wonderful brochures, and giving the rest of this grand country a taste of a better community.
You can do a persuade for me.
Boy, you bet I've dumped stats into that. Oh, man. Okay.
No, the moments like this I really like because you can always figure out what a player put a lot of points into because that's what they're like. That's what they're pulling for. Is they'll just be like, "Is there a car nearby by any chance? Is there a car?" How about
I can write a book about it.
Yeah.
75 in that one.
I squeaked in with a 41.
Nice.
He goes, "Oh, I would that is fair. I appreciate it. We have Ford currently working with us in regards to this kind of thing. Ford,
The automotive company.
the person, but the company too. It will be interesting to say the least. I suppose, though, you, as long as you remain the simple man you are, that would be of benefit. Yes.
Yes.
Then I suppose he looks towards Miles, and I suppose it will just be you who gets to experience such a wonderful thing. You get to see the togetherness of everything.
So, officer of the law, I don't think I could do that. I signed a contract.
Did you? You didn't turn in your 2 weeks yet, right?
No. So I have to do that, but I feel like we should we're moving real quick. We just met you. You made a community, but what else? What are you going to do with this community next? Are you going to keep spreading it, or what's happening next?
And what Miles is trying to say is that his absence will be missed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they sent officers after me real quick.
I am going to make I need you to also make a persuasion check for me, Miles.
Oh, he's good at that too. He's good.
Okay, because you're no longer on the service. So here's the question: you're retired. Let's see if you gotta convince them that you're still on the force.
Oh no, he's not gonna persuade. He's gonna fast talk shit. He's gonna. He got a 16, but he's gonna spend 6 luck points to bring that down to a 10.
Absolutely. Okay. He kind of like he smiles a little bit just because it seems Well, then I suppose it just makes sense for the one person who's not simple to experience this. You can maintain your simplicity. Will allow someone with the experience necessary to understand. And can I have can I be innate here? Can I please just have you do a dodge check for me, Oswald?
Yeah. I'll try. I got luck for an. Oh, I got a 30 on the dot.
Nice.
I'm assuming that's a success. God damn.
Yes,
you
it
can
will
see,
be just a success.
You barely eke your way out as Jeff tries to grab his arm around your throat, and you just kind of duck down, just like doing the just like out of fear, just like trying to like scrunch your body down. Your head getting pushed a little bit by his elbow, but you're free as you can look around back and forth.
Yeah, Oz
Come on, buddy.
Is already, hand in pocket with the knife out. He's not going down like this, dog.
So see them reach for that. Miles is gonna draw too,
and do you all really want to do this? Is this really what we want?
No, but I'm not a fan of being a tree person. So,
but I should really, you should stop the process on me.
Thanks.
The sound of the train gets louder and louder. It begins to emanate louder and louder, and as it does, you can see that those dancing, one by one, flatten, like they have just been run over. Cracking noises, they are crushed down. Flat surfaces, pancake in front of pancake in front of pancake. Their body, the syrupy substance you saw before, leaking out from it. And I do need everybody to roll a sanity check for me, please.
Yeah. Nice, made it through.
I did not.
I was 2 under, so I made it through.
Okay.
Sound like a lot of dice.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
I just every time I rolled it was cocked. So it was just like it was always cocked right between like right between like a 2 and a 9. I'm like, I don't get to pick that. That is going to be you, Oswald and Miles are going to take 2 points of sanity damage. Morgan, you are going to take 6 points of sanity damage.
Oof, you mentioned something about 5 earlier too.
I did mention something about 5, which means that you get to trigger a temporary insanity.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to it in the book. I'm going to need you to roll a D100 for me, please.
That is a 31 for better or ill.
Cool. Give you 1 second while I just pull that up. Sample. There we go. 155. Sorry, I have the physical copy. I have the anniversary edition, which I really like.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Okay, can you do me a favor? Roll a D10 for me now.
That is a 2.
Roll a D10 again.
That is also a 2.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And roll a D8 for me.
D8?
Mm-hmm.
That is an 8.
8. Awesome. Can I please ask the other 2 players to turn off their headphones for a second?
Oh, no.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Okay. With that, as you see them crushing, you see those forms crushing, you can feel a part of your mind just shatter for a moment. As it does so, you find yourself struggling to stand up. For the next 8 real-time minutes, you cannot use your legs.
Okay.
And can you please do me a favor and gesture for them to come back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was watching your facial expression through that, just like.
Yeah.
Can you describe what they see as that hits?
Well, as after the flattening, you kind of see Morgan just fall to the ground. Is that an appropriate response to?
Yeah, absolutely appropriate response.
Okay, so just kind of falls to the ground and starts to like crawl, and it's like he's trying to get himself up, but it's all he can do. He can just push himself up on his arms, and he's looking almost bewildered at like what's going on, and that's the best description of what I can give.
That's total. That works for me.
All right, cut that out, you.
You were muted. We cannot hear you.
Yeah.
I double muted myself.
Love it.
Shit, boy, we gotta go. Come on, Miles is gonna try to like help lift him up, and Miles is like has his revolver in one hand. It's like trying to pull him away if he can.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Oz is just focused on the beings around him right now here, or specifically the ones that look mostly human.
Yeah, the three humans just kind of like look a little perplexed more than anything else. Just Peter kind of said, "It will happen whether you want it to or not. You can drag his body away, but." His blood will become part of the soil soon.
Not this soil. We're out of here, buddy.
Miles is actually gonna like, level his gun at Peter and like he's gonna tip Faye here. Hey, I said I'm an officer. You stop whatever this happened to Morgan, or I'll shoot. I'll shoot. I'll do it.
He looks at you. He looks at Morgan. He looks back at you and just goes, "Shoot me."
At that, Miles just grabs Morgan and tries to run.
Sorry,
he's pointing at a lot of people throughout his time in the force, and nobody ever just really said, "Shoot me!"
having
that
his
calmly.
Joker moment. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. You can start to drag him away. Absolutely. As you do so, you can see some of the kids, the flattened versions begin to like. You can see the bodies, greenery begins to grow into the ground, like implanting into the ground, rushing in. And as they do, the second row that weren't dancing, that were guards, it seemed like, begin to pivot up and take the space and begin to maintain the dances. The train begins to get quieter again. Only the whistling from the yellow lightning bolts along the smoke, rising up, rising up, rising up.
I guess as they're dragging him away, he's yelling at him, "Give me my legs back, you son of a bitch!"
We did not take your legs.
What the hell? Why can't I use them?
You are simple.
Simply getting out of here. Bye.
When as the last thing you hear is just you're dragging him away, kind of entering into the away from this clearing, is just Peter like yelling after you. Just it is the simple body that collapses when faced with the inevitable. As you hit the trees and you just hear you can smell the smoke still and see that, and you can start to hear the train whistling returning as the dancing continues. What are you all going to do?
This guy wants a community of trees. I said we burn it to the damn ground.
I have one idea, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, I'm down for burning it down, but Oz, what are you thinking? I mean,
Listen, I know there's foliage and all that, but I want to take that car and and mow down whatever's happening here.
You think we can drive it through? The woods were pretty damn thick.
I don't know. That's the only thing I got.
Well,
For carrying a tractor in your pocket.
I mean, okay. Well, the thing is that car has got gas in it, and I know we got fire. They got a lot of green trees around here, and last I checked, I don't see too many clouds in the sky.
I'm down for that. We try to jury the car, get as close as the swim as we can. Maybe try to put a little, I don't know, like a shirt, something, put it on fire and put it in the gas tank.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no kids here enough to save, so I think burning this all to hell would be the best way to go.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Oh my god, he's still struggling with his legs, trying to like kind of like massage him, like trying to like get like feeling into him. But
buddy, your legs, you can feel them. They're still there. We were just talking to the guy, and all of a sudden,
I lost myself, and with it, my ability to stand or even move them. I can see them, but it's like they're not mine. They don't respond to anything. And I'm just gonna give it like a nice big thick slap, like nothing.
we'll fix you up, buddy. But yeah, either we try to drive it at him, or we just set it on fire here. But I said we burn this place down and try to get out of Dodge.
Yep. Let's go
Yeah.
that car.
So what are you going to do? There's two options in front of you right now. What's your plan? Which one are you going with?
I don't feel confident in trying to burn it like that. I don't know. I don't know anything that I would have on me that could accomplish that.
How far away from that? Are you from that bar?
Far enough, I'd say.
Yeah, it took us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What?
the nurse's station. They might have bottles of alcohol and stuff like that there, right?
I mean, that's if we get that far. I hate to say it, but dragging you, buddy. I say if we want to take him out, it could be easiest just to start driving and see kind of what winds up beneath the tires.
No, I know, but we take the car back to the mess, go to the nurse's station, rate it for everything we can carry that's flammable, soak it in alcohol, and throw it in the woods.
All right. It can't hurt. Yeah, get a little space between us and them. I won't complain about that. So yeah, let's he kind of starts dragging. Let's hit to that car and we'll see what we see.
Okay. You're able to quickly make it over to the car. Can I have, if only because you were driving before, can I please have you, Miles, roll a driving check for me?
Oh yeah, definitely. Nice, yeah. 3.
Okay, very, very nice. So with that, you, as you work your way back, it's dense foliage, right? But it's not like dense branches, which basically means theoretically you could drive the car through. You can't like put a brick on the car and trust it to go the right way. It will hit something. But somebody who's a good driver could theoretically drive it through the woods.
That's my vote.
You as you work your way back, you can see there's a means of doing this. That being said, I do need both Miles and Morgan as you re-enter the brush to roll con for me. Con this time at 1/5.
Oh, 1/5.
Oh gosh.
It's been 8 minutes, by the way, in case that matters.
Yep. So I give you your time limit. However
Okay.
you want to have it pop back, you can.
Okay.
Miles fails.
Miles
Came
fails?
close. But fails.
And what did you get there, Morgan?
Whoa, nowhere close to 1/5. Not even.
You each take 4 points of damage. As you can see, as Oswald, you can see it. The two of you can feel it. Branches burst forward from your cheeks and from your nose, bending outwards, breaking and cracking.
Oh, what the hell?
This is messed up. This is messed up.
I was just sitting there in shocked silence in the back seat.
Can I have Oswald please do me a sanity roll? Because seeing this shit.
So with that,
22, so that's a success.
Morgan,
You take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Morgan's gonna stand up, like that. Like the legs are forgotten, so to speak, and just try to rip these things off of his face. Like what the hell?
It hurts so bad as you start pulling on it, as it just feels like a part of you, like you're trying to rip off like your ears or your nose. You can just feel like this agony there.
Turn the damn car around. We need to go back there. We're driving.
You see, kind of Miles goes. I think Morgan and I gotta go, but
Go where?
we gotta run those bastards over.
Oh yeah,
But Oz kind of sees he's like trying to like feel his face and feels these branches. You seem okay. You want to ride with us on this? I wouldn't call you a coward if you saved your skin here.
I'm ride or die, baby. He says in a terrible accent.
all right, that's fine. So with that, Morgan's gonna pull out his 45, inspect it, make sure it's loaded. Let's go.
Sweet. Miles will hop in the driver's seat and he'll pass off his revolver over to Oz and say,
Take a Yui, let's go.
you can, unless you want to throw your pocket knife at him, you can hold this until we're done.
Okay. So you all are in the car and you turn the car around and begin heading into the woods, where you're driving the small Ford. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And with that, as you begin to move your way forward with this, I do need a driving check one more time. I'm going to say because you got a 3 last time, you get to roll the tens place twice.
Oh, nice.
It only feels fair in this situation.
It does not matter. I got a 90 even with a 0, so he's not doing well. Actually, and
You rolled 2 9s?
No, I got a 90. But I could roll the 4 again, I got a 94. But I could roll the 4.
No,
again.
you rolled the tens place twice, not the
Tens
ones
place.
place twice.
Oh, the tens place. Okay, sweet. Oh, sweet. I got a 4.
Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so with that, you are able to the car. You begin guiding the car through it. It's a little slow at first because it's dark as hell. Like it's dense, so you have to kind of carefully maneuver your way from between the trees, eking your way forward. But you are able to find a bit of a straightaway after a few minutes of driving, leading straight down. As you get there, you see another wave of the train sound getting louder and louder and louder, and then crushing, flattening as more of them collapse down, embedded into the earth, becoming one with the land. Can I please have one more sanity check from everybody?
Oh, boy.
I'm creeping up on that halfway point.
I know, I'm very excited.
32 for me, which will still pass.
Big fat failure.
So to make sure I heard that right, that's Oswald unsurprisingly succeeded and everybody else failed. Okay.
Miles Morgan is insane.
I'm so
Oswald,
sane. You have no idea.
You were going to take 2 points. Everybody else takes 8 points of sanity damage.
That's half.
That's half. Half is going to trigger. We're going to do half is going to trigger, and that's more than 5, which means temporary triggers as well. So I'm going to do the temporary, and then I'm going to do yours. Does that sound okay?
Okay.
So then in that case, Miles, please roll a d10 for me.
1.
1. Roll a d10 for me.
Oh, boy.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or bad. 1 again.
Okay. Can I have the two of you please remove your headphones for just 1 second?
Yep.
Everybody but Miles.
Yep.
Okay. Miles, with that, as you see this, there's a part of this like atrocity happening in front of you. Part of your brain cracks and pops, and you, for the next, starting once I've gone through the full thing with the other player, once I've gone through it with Morgan, you for 1 real-time minute will have amnesia. Your character does not remember how they got here, what is going on.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So with that, can you give a thumbs up so the other players are going to come back?
Okay.
Awesome. And then with that, I need Morgan to roll for me a d10.
All right, let's see how that gets us. 3.
Okay.
There's that sound again.
Roll for me. Pick any die you want. I just need to know. Just pick any die you want and roll it for me, please.
Let's go with 80.
80. Okay, cool. Roll one more percentile check.
2.
Perfect. Can I ask everybody to please, the other two players, to please take off their headphones for just 1 second? Thank you. With that, you have, in this moment, just with everything like closing in, with the sound of the train, with the anxiety of what's coming, you have developed, I'm going to mispronounce this, ammomoxophobia. Do you know what ammomoxophobia is?
Oh, yeah, totally. No, I have no idea.
Fear of being in or riding in vehicles. And that is permanent until otherwise said. So with that, you could let everybody know to come back.
So is that going to be like I'm throwing myself out of the vehicle kind of a thing?
However you want to play that fear.
Yeah, that's that. Boy. All right.
That big smile.
Yeah, that's because I'm what's the word? Never mind the word.
With that, what do you all do as that horror happens in front of you? As the crushing, breaking, shattering, and train noise, as something is crushed beneath that train?
Well, Morgan is going to quite figuratively lose his shit and start yelling, screaming, looking all around the inside of the car, and eventually just throw the door open and launch himself out of it.
Gosh.
Absolutely. You sprint your way out of it. What are you doing, Miles?
I mean, as this all goes on, you see Miles, he was driving, he sees this horror, and then like his face goes blank and panic, and he like, where the hell am I? What's going on? And he swerves the car hard, as he has no idea. He's completely confused about what is going on and just whips it hard, which probably just, I don't know, kind of crazy makes it with Morgan jumping out of the car, but
Can I have what I need is Miles to roll a luck roll, and I need Morgan to roll dexterity.
All right.
Success.
Okay, cool. You don't hit any trees or anything like that as you swerve to the side.
Also a success.
You launch yourself out like screaming bloody murder as you just roll your way out of the car. Thankfully, only minorly injuring yourself. You only take 1 point of damage.
Hey, all righty.
I'm gonna say so Oz is sitting in the back seat right now. The door's flapping in the wind, and he is screaming also, but not because he's going insane, but just because he's scared shitless.
Yeah, that's also
He's,
totally fair.
He's like grabbed onto like, I'm sure they didn't have a bunch of like handles in cars like they do now, but he's grabbing onto something and just like
Yeah. As that car just swerves there. What's everybody doing? Because things have gone from like the plan to absolute chaos.
Where are we, Oz? What's going on right now?
We're in the forest. We're gonna run over people, and our friend just jumped out.
What?
Yep.
How far are we from the owner of this lovely
gosh.
hell camp?
He's on the other side of the fire, so probably like 60-ish feet away, 60, 80-ish feet away. However, you can see that the trees that were dancing kind of looked over at the sound of the car and you screaming, and they have begun to slowly, in a triangle formation, begin marching towards the car.
Miles, mow them down, Miles.
What? I trust you. He swerves towards the tree people.
Okay, I'm going to need you to do a driving roll for me, please.
Miles has no idea what's going on, but it's just like, just do it.
10. He succeeds.
Hell yeah. Can you do me a favor? And for damage, can you roll me 2d10 for me, please?
6 altogether.
6 altogether. With that, I mean, these things are not especially sturdy. With that, you just mow about 5 of them down, just rattling against it as their bodies are ripped asunder by the car, rolling across it. You are heading at this point straight for the fire, though.
All right. So we can whip it through. So, I don't know what the tree people are doing here, but
Tree people. There's tree people, and then there's the humans over there.
we can't want to hit the humans too. We're saving them, right?
They are fucking with us. You don't even know. You don't. Excuse my French.
Morgan, you can hear the sound of the train whistle as it's getting louder again. But this time aggressively, threateningly. Whereas before it was just the normal sound of a whistle. There is a perversion to it, a weight put onto it now.
Well, if I was turning into a tree and I was within 100 yards of the person that was doing it to me, I'm gonna go put a cap in him. I'm gonna put every cap I have in him.
Absolutely, go for it. Roll a firearms for me.
I'm trying to get a little bit closer because I know it's you said 60 yards, right?
Yeah, 60 to 80, yeah.
All right, so I'm getting closer because yeah, that's only so much that I think the range on those is 15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, 15 is for a normal roll with firearms.
Okay. All right.
It'll get increasingly difficult the further away you get.
All right, I'm getting closer. I want every shot. I want as many shots as I can make hit.
Okay. You begin to get closer. You're just working your way forward, pulling the gun out, pointing it ahead. The other two of you are in the car. What are as you're working your way forward, you can see him doing that. Miles, your time would be up as a note. What are you two doing within the car right now?
Holding on for dear life for me.
That's fair.
I've got the gun in my hand, but otherwise I'm just.
Yeah, Miles, though, he kind of backed to himself. All right. Back. Okay. We're supposed to hit those guys next. All right.
Just don't hit her. Don't hit Morgan.
So actually, yeah, I don't know. Can we see Morgan at all?
Yeah, you can see Morgan. He's not being subtle right now.
Okay.
At least it doesn't sound like he's being subtle. He just sounds like he's walking forward, gun drawn.
Yep.
So Miles isn't going to try to hit those guys. He's going to try to whip the car around and get not close to Morgan, but like in a spot where if Morgan gets close up to shoot, Morgan can like make it to the car as they try to leave.
Tokyo drift into Morgan.
He's going to try to drift that 39 car.
I need a drive auto at 1/5, and I will explain why once the roll's made.
Yeah, 27. What's that? A fifth? That's a fail for sure. It's a
solid effort.
Okay. And with that, I need the both of you to please roll dex at 1/2 because you were inside the car when the following happens.
Okay.
He'll fail that one too.
That'll be a fail for me.
Okay. So with that, as you drive forward, as you drive your way forward, trying to turn to get him, that whistle getting louder and louder, the car, while not seen, is struck by that train that crushed the others. The car flips and rolls, slamming against the ground, ripping across it. Both of you trying to grip on, but this car is not built for safety. Safety as a concept does not exist yet. You are instead just torn and ripped through. You each are going to take, that's cocked. Oh. You each are going to take 12 points of damage.
Oh, that'll take me out.
That takes Miles out.
And with that, the car rolls and rolls. Blood begins to pour from you, Oswald, and syrup begins to pour from Miles as the car hangs upside down. Morgan, what are you doing?
Hello.
Dogged determination, closing the gap.
Mm-hmm. As you approach, continuing forward, the stars above get duller and duller and duller until you get close enough.
Okay. And then he's going to fire 6 shots if he can. Just unloading on this guy.
All on Peter?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to check to see this guy, so I want to make sure I know who you're targeting.
Yep.
Okay, so with that, that's totally fine. Do the first 3 for me.
Okay. Miss. Hit.
There we go.
And a miss.
Okay, so roll damage for the one that hit.
That is 12 points of damage.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So that pierces through him, and as it does, branches explode from the wound as it shoots out his back. Branches grow both ways, like almost bending over, creating like like extra arms that flow from his torso from where you hit. As it does, you can feel that pain in your face hit harder and harder. Please do another con for me. Once again, at half.
Okay. I succeed that.
Cool. Then you only take 1 point of damage as more of the branches kind of grow out of your body, almost like in response and relationship.
Okay. Wait.
Roll your next 3 shots.
Okay. That hits.
Okay.
That doesn't. And that does. So that's 2.
Roll those damages, please.
6 for the first, 10 for the next.
Okay. With that, it rips him apart. His body, large bullet holes forming in his torso, but more of the green growing out of him, the branches forming out, the roots growing into the ground as his body is separated and torn apart by the green that grows out. A tree bursting through from his torso. Large wooden branches grow out in multiple directions, and you can feel it pulling you forward towards it. The sound of the train whistling starts to fade. The 2 others begin to flee. As you lay there hearing the dripping of the blood of your 2 friends, well, the dripping of blood and the dripping of syrup of your 2 friends, as you yourself have syrup dripping down off your face and shoulders where the branches have begun to grow out of.
With the last shot, I mean, he's gonna put it in his mouth and go out on his own terms.
Okay. And with that, as you fire that shot in, the last of the tree folk dies. And whatever was being plotted and whatever was happening, while requiring immeasurable sacrifice, was able to be stopped. And that's what we're going to call tonight's session.
Ooh, solid.
I call that a W in my book.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be able to stop them, to be honest, after a certain point. So legitimately very happy, like very impressed that you guys were able to bring it all together there.
That
Go
was a
team.
blast, man. I thought we were dead for after our kind of our surprise. Hey, we're here. One. I did not think we were going to make it out of that successfully. So,
Man.
Oh, no, that was you guys did really good there. You rolled really, really well through a good portion of that. But yeah, I hope you all had fun. I hope everybody listening had a good time too. That was I love my Call of Cthulhu a little bit more less monstery and more ethereal. So like a lot more like environmental horror than anything else. So I hope it translates. I hope everybody had a good time with it.
I had a blast, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I wanted to see too if anybody had any any like questions or anything like about like the process of assembling a Call of Cthulhu session, because it's very different from doing like D&D or anything like that. So I just wanted to throw it out there if that's anything anybody was curious about.
Yeah, I mean, so like, is the process just, putting out like a bunch of points, basically having like that loose structure and then seeing what happens, or like how do you go about that?
Yeah, so like the trick, I think it's Sandy Peterson who said it first, but like the Call of Cthulhu, what you really want is like 3 good scares, preferably like 2 of them being like kind of I think like preferably like ethereal more than anything else, and then your hook. If you have those things, you can generally, once you're comfortable with the system, you can generally make it work, because the players will pick the clues that matter and pick the things they're interested in. But if you build like what's the core concept from like your point of view and my point of view, and what are the scares that come out of that, then I can configure choices to make it so that those things will present themselves. I knew I wanted to make syrup scary. I knew that idea from the beginning. I knew I wanted trees, and I knew I wanted trains. And it came out of like a very real historical thing that I was pulling from, and like I took that thing and then like took the things out of it that I was interested in, and then rebuilt those into spooky things. Or hopefully into spooky things, I should say. I don't
Definitely, man. I love the callbacks to the the train piece is one that really resonated with me, especially with the sound kind of coming out of nowhere, and that was fun. I like that.
That's awesome.
The car fake out was pretty fun.
Yeah, the car thing was. Yeah, I never thought you were going to drive it forward, and as soon as you said it, I was in full support, and I had to make sure there's a possibility of you guys trying it. I had to give you a means of going like, this is a valid option if we want to do it.
Bullets might not do it, but a few tons of metal might. Oh man, oof! That was a ride, man. Nice.
That was a blast.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear it. I'm so happy everybody had a good time. That's what's most important.
Definitely for any viewers that like Jacob's style, I think I threw it in the chat. That's just start playing. Head over to start playing. He's got a ton of games up there for just like regular too. But if you want to get your own Call of Cthulhu session, reach out to him and see if your crew can survive. Oh, we won, so the ritual's dead and it's not happening, but we're all dead.
Yeah, I'll say that's a win in my book.
Yeah, that's definitely a win. You absolutely won. Generally, living means you ran away. So like
cowards.
If you win in Call of Cthulhu, generally you stop it, but God, at what cost? Yeah.
Oof, man, that was damn fun. I got yeah,
that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear.
Yeah.
Everybody should give it a shot if they get a chance. Call of Cthulhu is a great game, and it's also really simple to pick up too. It's a very fundamentally rules-light game. So if anybody gets a chance, you can DM it very quickly once you get your hand on it. It's pretty easy to get together.
And
fun busting out my D10s too. I get to use those as often.
I know. Wow.
And speaking of running it for yourself, we're going to draw in just a second. So throw Cthulhu in there if you haven't yet. We've got 19 people in, so a good giveaway for this one. So we'll probably roll it in the next few seconds. Jacob, guys, any last thoughts before we roll?
Yeah, thank you so much for letting me do this. This is one of my favorite games to run. I love it so much. Thank you for having me on. I hope anybody who wants to, please don't hesitate to reach out, because I love any excuse to run something that lets me be spooky and weird, which is what this game is built for.
Yeah, thanks for running it, man. This is like usually I'm in the game master's chair. This is one of the ones I really wanted to be a player for, and you made it perfect. So definitely thanks for joining. Yeah, anybody in chat, go check it out, and then I'll make sure. And for anybody that's watching this down the line, it'll be in the description. So check out his Start Playing page. Yeah, let's roll. Let's see who gets to run some crazy stuff for their crew.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Oh, that's how I do that.
And just props on making syrup and trains eerie.
Yeah, right.
How do I? Yeah. So how you gave that a sinister edge? I wouldn't have guessed.
I once ran a one shot of Call of Cthulhu that was like Western themed, and my entire goal with it, where I built the entire thing out of, was, can I make the ending of Blazing Saddles scary? Like, can I do it? And it got real weird. It seemed to succeed.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, give a video of that one, because I'd love to see that one if you do.
I don't think this is a podcast.
Okay,
It's You Had to Be There, I think is the name of the show, where they talk about like D&D and stuff like that. They take tabletop stories, and I got them to do Call of Cthulhu for Halloween like 2 years ago, last year, something like that.
Nice.
Sweet. So anybody watching this after, so not live, unfortunately, I won't be able to find it that quick, but anybody that's watching this the VOD, that'll be in the description too. But shout outs to Big Wig Down. You won free PDF copy of the game. I will message you, but definitely message me too if you beat me to it. And then we'll send that over to you. You can run this with you and your crew. Had an amazing time. Definitely go check out Jacob, the Start Playing link there. Thanks everybody. And we will, next month is Champions. We're getting our superhero on. And we'll probably have some videos out in our review of Call of Cthulhu sometime in the next week or so. So we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.